the Peter Oval. Play joined in progress. You're joined by Tommy Javor, Tony Neal and Jonathan Corbach. How are you, Tony?
Fantastic. Round 17 game with Tetra Gully and Modbury.
You'll be joined in live pitches momentarily. Game's just underway. Score is 0-0 at the moment. Of course, it's second place. 10th, mate. Tetra Gully will cement second spot with a win today. Modbury yet to win. Tip and margin.
Tetra Gully easily, probably 50 plus with these conditions.
Yep. You think Tetra Gully by 10 goals, and the only thing Modbury can do is get a good start. Hope they get a roll on, because they haven't had a good year, but there's certainly some talent on their list. As the ball goes to 4-4, looks like hands in the back there, nothing doing. Ball spills ground level, and we're going to have a ball up 35 metres out from the Modbury goal. Of course, Modbury going to the left of screen. The left of screen is the Pernix end, is it, Jono? Hydra Smart is left, Pernix is right. And Tony Neal, you're on.
Yeah, look, I'm just looking at the Modbury players getting a bit of a feel for the conditions out here, and look, it's quite lush out there, as it says. He's put that through too, that's number 21, Jacob Flipper Phillips, and they've got the first score on the board. And I'll tell you what, the battle of the, it's almost the local derby down here.
It is northeastern rivalry. It's one of the biggest rivalries in football. And Tony, look, we could cite 100 examples over time. Fitzroy didn't win a game all year basically, and they knocked off an undefeated West Coast in the AFL in 90s. It happens. It happens late in the year. It certainly can happen.
And just looking across the field, Modbury at the start of the game had actually 7 players in their forward line, and when they were tracking some of the Tetra players.
Oh shit! Yeah.
But it's only there's 5 now in the Gully forward line, so there's a couple of spares around the ball.
Nobody lost the ball, so that tells me.
Very muddy. Modbury.
So what that tells me is the wind must be going that way and blowing a gale. You'll be joined with pitches momentarily. Of course, Tony, what a huge day. 3 games of SAAFL in the penultimate, second to last round, the second to last round of AFL, and finals have started from Div 3 through to Div 7. We've got all the scores coming from you from around the ground. Thanks to Harley Hill.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks very much. Look, of course, the Mighty Tigers got up yesterday, so all else pales into the movements for me, but look
Glenelg playing today.
No, real time. But look at the conditions in the middle there. It's quite
Tigerman.
There's the player comes out with a handball, but Modbury are they're going to swarm here. Player down on the ground, pops back up again, and I actually put down long sleeves, but it's actually a tattoo on his arm.
Here's McKay at ground level. You'd expect nothing else. Alex McKay speaking to Justin Machota during the week, and of course, Tony, I'm picking the Div 1 team of the year this year, so everyone's been very nice to be around the troops. Alex McKay's had a stellar season, apparently. One of his better ones, and he's had a few good ones. He's already won 2 medals. Good tackle there. Well done. Who was that? That was Jordan Miladinovic. I want to call that name all day. I love a good European, Croatian type operation.
And Alex McKay, just a diminutive type of player, but look at him, he's taking front spot already off his player, gets a hand on him, can't quite get to that ball already, but we're going to see a lot of this bobbling around, packs forming, and if we just look off that pack, there's a couple of players out to the right, but a big pack. There's just a quick one. Modbury number 4, mate. I thought it was Dermy.
Blake Hargraves
making a comeback, mate. I'm very interested to see how he goes.
Modbury win the clearance.
He's got the gold, the green boots. He's got everything, mate.
Oh, look at that!
He put it together as we speak.
Have a look. Oh, I want to see his hair get dirty. Have a look at that glue pot. Now that's old-fashioned football. You don't see that in the AFL anymore, and that's what footy's all about for me.
Many moons ago, I played up here, mate, against Tetra Gully, and that mud absolutely stinks in the middle. But I think they have done something about it up here.
Yes,
to credit Tetra
a lot of the
Gully.
Places with their smelly mud have fixed it with drainage and so forth.
Modbury,
winning the ball there. Sorry, it's Jake Bowman getting the ball forward. Good pressure by the Tetra Gully defender. Here comes Dermy.
And he's just about, has he taken out Vanderhoof over there, has he?
Are we a chance to see? Now, they're in Hawthorn colours. They're in the Essendon. Can he run through the pack today?
And that was Adam Mascotta there. He sort of lined up but didn't quite follow through with it. But
yes,
I think we're just sort of stretching it a little bit as the umpire now, right on the half-forward flank.
Just quickly, Tony, we've had in finals already today. We've had a game going extra time. We've had a game decided after siren. We've got lots of scores from out of grounds coming out up as Blake Penny wins the tap. Here he is, Alex McKay, diminutive as you said. I'll get another word for him in a minute. I'll give it to you. I've been working on it all week. Here he comes. Homogenite, I believe the word is.
I'll leave that one to you.
Nearly a fully formed unit. A beautiful play there by Tea Tree Gully.
Personos
gets it out beautifully. Oh, we might have done a little bit better with that Jordan Miller, that is. He's come in for Ryan Spittle wearing his number, and he's just snuck it in for a minor score. First score of the Gullies on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard. Modbury lead by 5 points.
And I'll tell you what, we can tell by the wind. One on that kick, but two on that kick in. He's gone about 65 metres there.
They're out
Ball
the back
comes
here.
over. And already they've made it to the centre of the ground. Dermy's on the ground there, pops it out. Along the ground will do on a day like this.
Oh, well done, Doc
nice
Sandercock. You set your bloody watch by McKay with his 5th touch of the day already.
Up, isn't he? Yeah, he's racking them up already. You
good kick
early.
in front. You play in front into this breeze.
That's a grab.
He's very lightly built, isn't he, the young fella there? But nice overlap.
Sean Makers on the left. Kicks in the forward line around. They go. Be interesting to see the structures here with the Gullies, one of the top teams.
Yes.
How they go up forward. There's a lot of players around the ball. There's a little bit of bumping and carrying on. There's a lot of space to the right of this pack.
Fat side.
No one working into it. So up it goes. Little hand in the back, but Penny gets the tap out.
Bang.
Down the ground. I think this is going to be Modbury's game. Just clear it. Get it out. Look at that.
And they're off. In the middle. They're off. They're over the back here. Oh, he just had to hit the target. Kyle
McNaughton it is.
Yep.
Gets it out. Can't quite follow up. There's a young lad there. Oh, tell you what, he body surfed that over the boundary line.
Mascotti just escorting it out. Early doing on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard. It is Tea Tree Gully by 5 points as the changes start. Both the coaches, John Painter and Justin Machado, realise what a big game this is. The Northeastern rivalry, huge crowd. Of course, we've got a final on the bottom oval, Tony, and it is all happening here. Thank God the rain has subdued for a little while.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Tea Tree Gully D-grade. I was talking to one of my mates who played in that game. He's 40 plus, still going around. Kicked his 600th goal today, 272nd game, and they got done, but they got another chance next week. And we're going to cover that just in a moment as we watch this piece of play unfold. Look at them streaming forward.
Well played, Modbury. Modbury with numbers, they're working hard.
And it's just a barrel kick out the back, isn't it? But it's worked.
It's just a matter of how long they can maintain it for.
I was just going to say, he had a player in the middle I wouldn't have used, which he didn't. So they've got it on that far side, and let's see, TJ, can they get it from coast to coast here? So the guy at the back, we call him Dermy, Blake Hargraves. Look, he's got the green boots, which Dermy used to put on after half-time. He's got the whole look. Let's just see what he does coming forward here. He's very close to the man on the mark.
He's 3/4 of the way to a perm as well, I reckon. Oh, you're right. You called it well there, Tony.
Very close, and that's just untidy. So scramble kick back out, and it's just bobbling around there. Modbury now got the numbers. Now there's a player free here. They've got a few left footers as well. Good defence there by Jake Huggard, and out they come. Your man again. I tell you what, he's going to get it back here again. Player pushed over, taken in the back, and the umpire's called it. And just hanging off is Alex McKay here on the side of the pack. They've tagged him now. So desperate play. First to the ball. It's one of those days, isn't it? A bit old-fashioned. So across the ground.
Just getting got a text through. A lot of background noise. We are right under the middle of the veranda because of the rain, so we apologise for that to all our listeners, all our viewers. But you're going to get some of the Tea Tree Gully past players today, giving us some of their sparkling repartee after a few shows. And here come the Gullies on the overlap. They look good in this position.
Clear in the middle, wasn't it? Yeah.
Personos. Oh, good spoil there by Modbury, but good positioning front and centre there on the go. Looked like it might have been...
I actually think that was Personos there, was it?
Was it at ground level?
No, he's come in at the back.
Oh, a bit of a hug. Well done, Pete. Good effort. Oh, that's really nice stuff. Might have been Carlos Buccini, I reckon.
It was too, yeah. So just a deft tap out, but Modbury are able to clear. They've got numbers here. I reckon it'll be a bang on the boot, which it is. And waiting for that ball was Matt Smith, and of course the Tea Tree Gully players came in. This is what Modbury, I can remember playing against them years ago. They were hard at it when the ball's on the ground and so on. So don't let the position on the ladder fool you. The Tea Tree Gully have still got a pretty solid game on their hands here, certainly in the early stages as the ball goes up.
Well done by Jaden Blank there as well. Just to halve the contest, the Ryan Spittle lookalike, they say, and here's McKay just escorting his mate into the fence, out of bounds. We'll have a ball in 65 metres around from the Tea Tree Gully goal. They're kicking to the Pernix Smarter with data end. Of course, that end is probably into the breeze today.
And that's Matthew Hellandale. Just got that short kick forward. Hellandale, and he's... there he is, just waiting at the back of the pack here. They can't get it to him. A lot of players around the ball here. Have a look at that. And taking the ground there with head over the ball is Hellandale as we talk.
And big shout out to my mum who's currently listening right now. And we are aware that you have lost live pictures at the moment. We just got a couple of technical difficulties we're working with online. So we'll be joining you with live pictures in just a moment.
Hi, Mum.
Yeah, g'day, Mum.
I wish all the best to our co-commentator Luke Hosey, our captain.
He's dead, isn't he?
He's still got a heartbeat. No, he's home, probably watching and listening as we speak. And just wish you all the best, Luke, and hope you're back on the microphones next week. But for the time being, just listen in, and we'll bring you the best we can do.
He's got soft in his old age. Well, Hosey, I remember, he used to eat nails and root sheelers. I don't know.
Anyway, I hope that didn't come through as the ball is hugged in, and that's Troy Menzel for those watching, Carlton, ex-Crows player there, and
all quality,
having to run up here, and he's grabbed the player there by the arm, swung him out of the pack.
Free kick, McKay.
A little bit of pushing around here.
Didn't take too long.
Jeez, I'll tell you what, he's be up to probably 8 or 10 possessions already, I'd say.
I'm counting, he's on 8. This is number 8
Wouldn't
now.
you like to get around him? Yeah. Right into that hot spot.
Just kicked it to the fat side, controlling the drop zone, the position. Probably that'd be Melville, I think. I can't tell from here until he turns around. But yeah, good strong play. And that's, I mean, the guy's won the goal kicking before. He knows how to play. He knows where to lead.
Melville,
he's going to line up 30 metres out in an attempt to kick Tea Tree Gullies first.
And look, that would be a forward line structure on a dry day as well. They would just have set spots to kick to, players to get the ball to, and you've called it well, you know, if he's won the goal kicking previously. So this should be a lay down Missouri.
Not with this breeze, though.
He's put it a bit to the right, and
it's come back
blowing
nicely,
back in through the middle. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it certainly does, mate.
Yep.
And look, obviously he's still kicked that 40 metres, so the breeze is manageable, certainly for sure. And it is on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard. Tea Tree Gully 117, Modbury 1 straight goal.
And the interesting thing up here too, we are in the foothills for Tea Tree Gully. You know, they play here, they train here. You know, they should be used to the conditions and be aware of what happens with this wind, and we see that. That was a pretty intelligent kick, to be honest. Just a quick one as the ball's coming back. I was going to pose the question. Tea Tree Gully have got 4 teams playing today, C and D grade. As we come across now, there's your man again, Mackay, and he's taken the ground. The umpires let that go. Very interesting today. Gary Hocking discussing on. Sorry, not Gary. The other Hocking.
Stephen Hocking?
Yes, discussing about we play on one of the biggest grounds in the world with our game, and yet players close it up to make it a very small game.
Here's Sandercock.
Yeah, round the corner he goes.
The corner, clever. That'll go out of bounds, you'd think, unless it slows up the play.
Yeah, just the players are giving up on that.
And that can only be Jaden Blank. And he really is a genuine dead set lookalike of Ryan Spittle. And we just, again, apologise for the technical difficulties. The pitches will be coming to you shortly, but I'll tell you what you have got. You've got the voices of Tommy Javor and Tony Neal.
Oh, hubba.
Yeah, so we better call the action, mate, because they can't see it. And the umpire's found a free, and this one will go to the big fella. That is, of course, Jake Sinclair. Haven't called his name yet. Oh, cute little kick. Nice, just measured it.
Yep.
Centimetre perfect, some might say. And he finds Menzel. Oh, disco biscuit straight over, but does find Moscotta. Moscotta comes inboard, swings on the left.
Round on the left.
Down the line. Anyone's ball here. Who wants it? Running up, taking it, making it his own. Well done there. Thomas Bilby. Bilby on the left now, keeping it low. All Modbury there, at base of the pack there, taking possession, but quickly tackled. And we'll have a ball up 45 metres out from the Pernick smarter with data end.
He went to ground. See, Bilby is a solid lad, isn't he? You know, he just wheeled around on that kick and bombed it forward. Look, quick kick out of the air.
It's a barrel by Penny. Melville underneath.
He's faced the wrong way there to try and take that.
Ground level, kicked off the ground and just rushed for a point. Just quickly in the AFL, it's Collingwood by 17 over Power, and Geelong 15-point leaders over Freo. Both those games going as expected. All games underway in the SAAFL. Interestingly enough, 3-1 at half-time between Sturt and West in favour of the Double Blues.
So the kicking comes long. It's about 60 metres. It's out on the far side now. Modbury are surging forward. Can't quite get the handball across, missing the player, and that's what's going to cost them big time.
Hargraves or Derby, he had to check his run though there. You just can't take off forward. You've got to wait till you receive the handball there, and it's going to cost him. It's going to come back the other way with a bit of interest thanks to
Jake Huggard. Yeah. But just looking at, it must have been a touch ball. No, there's a grab there to Modbury, but Tea Tree Gully, as soon as they get the ball, they set up that little triangle off the back of the pack. That's a long kick down to not quite centre half forward from Modbury. It's just hit the ground, and it's a 50-50, so a free kick. First to the ball there was the Tea Tree Gully player, and they've tried to play on square. There's only still one Modbury player out here, so the ball may well come back in. Player being left on his own in the middle, not being used. So this is Jake, is that Manton?
What number, mate?
Martin, sorry. Number 11, Jake Martin.
Can't you read me scratch?
Late inclusion. Yeah. So he's gone out wide the other side. They're not afraid to do it. Gully. It's like the old days where you tack into the wind. So there's another short kick into Sean McWaters. So he's played on. He's kicked that a little bit longer to Melville. He's punched that with two hands out of out of bounds.
It was out in the
may
full.
have been on the full anyway.
It was out in the full. That's why he's punched it to waste a bit of time. So for me, that's 25 metres, isn't it? It's time wasting.
Actually, it is. And Modbury have got the win, so he's probably, like you say, he's trying to take up that bit of time. So
allowing them, now they've zoned back. He's kicking to a pack of 16.
The Modbury fullback kicks
and
it in, and
Blake Penny gets a chance to chop in. It's
he's taken that grab. Yep, he's been paid it. So they're really far out wide there. I reckon they'll be happy just to get it out of bounds and set up again. And
that's where the wind's going, mate.
We see a fair few of the players dropping down, and then we've got probably 40 metres to the left of this pack. Another group of players. Now there's a few players in between. So the umpire throws it in right on the half-forward flank for the Gullies. Over the back there was Sinclair. And
good tackle.
They've got two ruckmen out there, have they? Sinclair and Penny going around. So I think they're going to get the advantage there. So it's about to go up. No, umpire's given someone, I reckon's transgressed there, and they have. He's gone out.
He's Hargraves.
Short, hard kick, yeah.
Not hard to miss, is he?
No.
I reckon he's thrown the rinse in for our call as well. You know, I'm going to be on a bit of TV time. They're getting 3,000 views. Let's get me some. Here they're looking for the switch every time. I'll give them credit. They are playing some attacking football, Gully.
Or standing still.
Straighten his back.
Yeah, standing still and cleaned up there.
You touch someone in the back, you get a free. You destroy their back. I can't work for you guys. Here we go.
It's come back up and they're away.
They look dangerous to the middle, don't they?
And just, there's a Modbury mark, but just where that last kick came from, I often look, and it's a free kick to Teacher Gully. Actually, let's just watch what happens here.
Down to Melville, is it? Yeah. And again, Melville just protecting the fat side of the ground. Probably not that fat over there, but with the breeze pushing that way, it's always going to drop to that side. And he's got control. He's got a strong pair of hips.
That side. Yeah. And it was interesting. What I was going to say there, where that ball came out, just one of those fitness things. The last two players away from that last attack on the half-back flank were two Modbury players to get up off the ground, but Teacher Gully were already up and running, and I think that's what we're going to see today as well, is probably the fitness as well as they're leading into the final. So, geez, he only takes 2 or 3 steps, kicks it quite high. Crowd's happy about it.
He's a beautiful kick of the footy.
He's dobbed it through.
Yep. That's 2
or 3 steps, and he's popped it through, and they're both. Well, one was from the centre and one's just a little bit around from where he kicked that last one as mental comes off.
You can score from that end because he's kicked that a good 45, 50 metres into the breeze. And I got a funny feeling here, Tony. I'm going to call it Trent Melville's going to outscore Modbury today, I feel.
And we see the Harley Heaven firm scoreboard. They've gone on to 2 goals, 1 Teacher Gully, and the visitors just that 1 goal straight, which was the first goal of the game. So players just, I reckon that mud's going to take the toll in the middle. There's, you know, the old days for those watching, the cricket pitches are all muddied up here. There's probably 5 or 6 pitches there. The umpire's just come up out of the glue pot there, throwing it up in the air, and 50-50 tap. The Teacher Gully player tapped it backwards, and Mackay off the ground twice there. He gets 2 stats for 2 sockers, and the ball stops still. So the ball has turned black here in the mud. Now it comes out wide. It's gone sideways from that kick from the Modbury player. Teacher Gully down on the ground. That ball's getting heavier and heavy, TJ, as we call it, right by the boundary.
We're going to have a ball in, a bit of a British Bulldog type DDT operation there. It takes him out of play. And right in front of the Modbury coach's box, we'll have a ball up. He's going to bring it back.
The next few kicks, you're going to see the ball drop probably 5 or 10 metres shorter than what they're used to. So the tap down there, down onto the ground again. We'll get a second ball up here. Over the ball there, Bilby again. He's solid, last man up. Just a solid man, isn't he? You know. So
speaking of solid men,
up it goes.
The runner Mark Hickey for Modbury just going past. He asked for a shout out, so hope you enjoyed that one, Mark. Here we go. Modbury at ground level, take possession. Good tackle, have a ball up, and no, it's going to spill out.
There's a little bit going on there. There are 2 players having to go at Bilby there, and Sean Makers it was who got the first one up, but a little bit of fumbling now. They're starting to get just a little bit of argy-bargy. The umpire's calling it. Just settle down, boys. Doesn't throw it up very high, so the players don't leave the ground. 2 handballs, set play, Teacher Gully, run past. Those handballs have to hit. That's what they need to tidy up. So we see Modbury now coming down the ground. And
Hargraves, you've got to go with 2 hands, Davey.
Yeah, 1 hand and bang, big hit.
Strong play.
Do it again. That? Look at him going in here.
McWaters, he watered that peel.
Hargraves and
he's hurt his opponent there. You come off second best there, Sam Taylor. Good, clean contest.
He has
feeling for the collarbone.
Yeah, just holding himself there.
McWaters, he's strongly built lad, isn't he?
There's a big pack. They're not going to get off the ground. It's just battling the ball forward about 1 metre. Have a look at for those watching, have a look at the amount of players around the pack. A little bit of pushing. Now's the time to be tough when the ball's in play.
Yep.
As we see the player pushed out of the way.
Surely.
He's looked at the umpire.
Oh, it's good to throw.
Teacher Gully Ruttman looked at the umpire and got let go.
He conceded to give it away free.
He did.
Now, I've got a stat for you just quickly right in front of us here. Every Modbury player out there today was a junior at Modbury. Now, that's an impressive stat. They had 3 under-18s debut last week. They're not playing this week because they've got finals as the ball spills out. So every single junior, every player is a junior. That's awesome for the boys. And obviously, many of them have debuted this year. So
that is a very good
They did win the C1 flag last year, so they've come through and they've developed. They're developing from within. They're not spending the cash out wide. And Modbury will live. It's not their year, but it's certainly they'll be around the mark for years to come.
Well for the future.
That's exactly right.
About. Recruit a few in, get back down to A2.
Well, these kids aren't going to leave either if they're playing with all their mates, you know. And they're cracking in at the moment. They're having a dip. Don't worry about that.
Whatever their formula is with development and holding on to the players is working. So ball goes up. Once again, we're going to call it a lot today. There's a lot of players around that ball. We'll probably see 2 or 3 ball ups. And look at what I get into is look at the space here behind this ball up. There's space out here. Just get a player to drift off this pack.
Says a lot about you and me, Tony. Look at you analysing the game. I'm looking at Craig. Craig Fogden's got a blue rinse in his hair. How are you watching the matchups? I'm watching the haircuts.
Oh, well, very good.
That is, what gets you out of bed in the morning? Oh, let's put the blue rinse through it.
We do have a difference, I guess, with the way we analyse it, which is good. So
beautiful
Modbury going forward from the
Timmy
50.
Davey.
Yeah, but look where he's kicked it. Right over in front of that scoreboard there.
More by accident than design, but Timmy Diesel Davey, former medalist, absolute superstar. If he needs to win a few of these clearances and hit some targets, and Modbury look dangerous.
That was high, wide and handsome, so he did make the distance, but Teatree Gully come back in. It's going to be 2 kicks back from there. Over the back, no one there for the Gullies, and just dribbling out over the line there was Dylan McLean for Modbury.
Yeah, it's pushing towards the Hydra Smart end, but certainly towards their Australian outdoor living scoreboard, as they call it. We call it, of course, the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard.
Yep.
Speaking of Harley Heaven and the Firm will have their score from out of grounds as Menzel. Gee, he looks good with the ball in hand, doesn't he? Going over the top, here's Persinos. Persinos wins the ball, fumbles now. Will he get it back? Good tackle, good pressure on Modbury. You've got to give your thumbs up,
Modbury. That out.
Yeah.
Throwing that
and the
out.
umpire's seen it.
Yep.
Yes, umpire.
Peter Persinos. Nothing wrong with my eyes.
You've picked that one from 120 away, mate. That's not bad at all. Turn your on, Tone.
So down it comes, and just that little push in the back. It's interesting, Blake Penny. Well, he did give. I was going to say twice now. He stopped, waiting for the umpire's call. Just keep playing, son. Anyway, he knew he gave that one away. So Modbury again. It's just going to be a big kick, 50-50 ball, and a good mark in front there is Jake Huggard. So now they look for the switch. I tell you what, he's made it just to Chad Charlmakers over the top again, and they're out here. This is Jake Martin, I reckon it is. Kicked along the ground to Alex Mackay. So 3 or 4 possessions, and the ball now in good hands. But just now he's starting to use the centre. That is a very dangerous kick, no matter what level of football you're playing. It's into the mud. First of the ball there is number 22, Brody Latham. We haven't called him much yet, and please have a look.
Just while we got this stoppage, allow me to embellish for just a moment, Tony. There's very few things in life I truly love, and I mean love with a passion. But if I had to be in an act of bestiality, there's a little thing called Winks who I would make sweet love to all night. She's done it again, Winksy. You absolute bloody champion.
26.
Yes, 26 in a row for that mare. I love you, Winksy. You've just got my daughter another 2 pairs of shoes. You have won me so much money, and you are such an amazing racehorse. Well done, Winks. I love you. Carry on with the footy.
What's your daughter get a shoe for every leg the horse has got?
Every time she wins, she gets shoes.
So over the back now, dribbling out. Now it's first of the ball here. Not able to take that ball is Zach Mackay. And a free kick has been given here. It's play on. The umpire's called play on now. He's pulled it up. So a little bit of confusion. There are 4 or 5 Teatree Gully players waiting for Zach Mackay here. And he's gone across the ground to, would that be his brother? Yep. Alex.
That's position number 12.
Now, is he a Mackay as well?
AMAC, they just call him. That's how I know it's Mackay. They say AMAC.
Oh, down low there, the Modbury player. And he's given away the free kick to Teatree Gully. They're played on, trying to bang the ball onto the left foot. That's like one of those junior days learning. Look at Mackay there.
He's a little pig dog, isn't he? He gets out possession number 13.
Yeah, and he's to his team's advantage. Into the pocket. Guess who? No. Oh, that's a good.
Yes, that's Craigie Fogden. The blue rinse has got the blue rinse. Gee, I hope it is a blue rinse and he doesn't have some sort of allergic reaction.
And I thought he had a top on with one sleeve on earlier, but it is the tattoo. So I'll tell you what, he's done well, but I don't know whether that was a set play.
Mackay, he's going to get leather poisoning. The day's made for him.
And look at this player running through. Back down it comes. That's demoralising for a backline when the ball comes back so quick as well. So Modbury standing up. That player just taken to ground there. But just saying, that ball coming straight back in again.
You do all the hard work to get it out, and it
that
flies
becomes
back in.
demoralising, yeah.
I'm on 14 touches for Alex McKay. He'll be watching this later on and counting
So
them.
up it goes, and down to the ground again as we see the quarter-time siren go. A little bit of push and shove. Just back to the Wink story, 26 wins. That's just like Richmond at the MCG, mate.
Oh, wow, without
They're
the cheating.
heading along there.
So Richmond without the cheating. Anyway, we better cover the footy. So goal kickers that quarter. First goal was Jake Flipper Phillips for Modbury kicking one. Trent Millville bounced back with two, and it'd be interesting to see what happens now when Modbury go against the Breeze. Teacher Gully going with the Breeze, just how they will go. Look, what we're going to do, Tony, is we're going to start with some scores from out of grounds because it is finals everywhere from Div 3 through to Div 7, plus all your C-grade finals, and they play early games, so we've got a lot of results. We're going to start at the SAAFL, the second to last or penultimate round. No coincidence, Tony, that I'm in 4 tipping comps and leading them all, so I'm pretty interested in all these tips as well, just quietly.
Are you running the tips?
I am running one of the 4. But
you put your tips in Sunday morning?
No, it's online, mate. So it's the double Blues, Sturt in the third quarter, 4-9 lead, West Adelaide 1-5 in what would probably be a pretty average game to watch. Could be an upset on the cards at the end of the first quarter. Eagles 4-2, South 4-3. That one's at Morn Team Hyundai Oval, or the old Woodville Oval. Just bump my bare chair, champ. That's good. All right. Quarter time. Scores are tied at Gliderole. It is the Tigers 5 straight goals. Adelaide 4 goals, 6. So they've probably had their chances there. In the AFL, we've got 2 very big games that will shape finals, and it looks like things have gone pear-shaped for the pair. Unfortunately, it is Geelong 65 leading Fremantle 20 after Fremantle did lead in the first quarter. In the other game, it is Collingwood 61 with a 17-point lead over the Magpies. The Power 44, so 61 plays 44. So a ton of games played this morning, Tony. Again, I'll just quickly jump onto the site and have a quick look, see what we can come up with. And there's some very interesting results. So in C4, it was C4, I believe, that a goal was kicked for Jeps Cross to win after the siren. In the Div 7 reserve qualifying final, O'Sullivan's Beach Lonsdale have beaten Tea Tree Gully. I think you talked about that earlier on. Yep. Div 6 reserve, Elizabeth have won by 3 points. So that's Div 6 reserve. I can't tell you who they're playing because I'm not looking at that. They're playing Para Hills, pardon me. So Para Hills were leading at half time, but Elizabeth have got up there. Full time in the Div 3 reserve elimination final. Sorry to hear that it is North Haven 8-14-62. Too good for Walkerville 5-5-35. Thanks to Peter Carter from PAC. A huge game, an elimination final in round 17 between Port District and PAC. They are separated by 0.1%, as you would have read in my article this week, Tony. And it is PAC leading by 2 points at Park 9. In the Div 6 reserve elimination final, it is Salisbury West leading Trinity by 2 goals. And that will pretty much do it. Elimination final, half-time. C5, Lockley's leading Elizabeth. And C4, it was indeed Jeps Cross winning after the siren. So we'll come back to some more scores at half-time. We'll have a good look around, but there are a ton of games at the moment. Thoughts, feelings, emotions, and feedback, Tony Neal.
Well, I was just going to say, just with this Division 1, there's 3 teams looking for that 5th spot, and
Falcons and Athelston today.
Yeah, Prince Alfred last week, 4th on the ladder, won the game. They had a player running towards goal as the siren went. If they'd have kicked the goal, they would have stayed in 4th. Can you believe this? They won the game, the other 2 won, and their percentage was a little bit lower, so they moved to 6th position on the ladder. So they're playing, as you said today, Port Districts, who, was it them that beat... Yep. They beat Ross Trevor there.
For the second time this year.
And Ross Trevor up there, you know, I was speaking to someone recently about this, you know, maybe don't count your roses too early because they might start to wilt, and, you know, they won't have it all
whoa, back it up. Don't count your roses too early because they might start to wilt.
Well,
that's what we're going with.
That's it.
I've never heard that one before.
Oh, mate, you should have come to some of my talks when I was coaching.
I'll see you.
Our seedlings are just starting to blossom. The others have already blossomed, and they're starting to wilt, mate. So
wilting and blossoming.
Get your players to believe that.
Yeah.
It all works, mate. As we see Tea Tree Gully just breaking away now, and a few players sort of talking with each other and so on. I don't think they've had it all their own way. As we see the sun breaking out here, the wind is still going to the left. Tea Tree Gully will have the wind this quarter. Their better players were Alex McKay there. Peter Personos, I didn't mind. We called a fair few players there. Sharon Makers was in and out. Trent Melville, of course, chipped in with 2 goals. Blake Penny.
McKay best on ground by a
Yeah, Blake Penny I haven't mind in the ruck, although he does tend to stop and start a little bit when he thinks he might have infringed, even though he hasn't. And we go across to Modbury. Well, a pretty big even spread, but I guess our man Blake Hargroves was in it a little bit there. I haven't really marked off too many others. I sort of had an even spread there, bombing into the forward line. I had a couple of players down back who we didn't mind as well. The fullback Jared Duthie's certainly got a nice long kick, and number 1 Quentin Burrows took some good marks that quarter as well. So you know, they're really in for it down here as we see
Patrick Manuel in ruck, certainly he's up against probably the best ruckman in Div 1 this year in my opinion, doing a reasonable job as well.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. They haven't been getting off the ground, around the ground, as in up in the air. Let's just see what happens with this first ball.
Just quickly as well, looking in the middle, for Modbury it is Davey, Phillips, and the other two just escaped me there. It looks like Blake Marshall to me, is it maybe?
And that was Penny with an absolute free tap. And I often say, here's another one of the quotes, if the opposition ruckman let the ball hit the ground, then they're telling you that they don't want it. And we've just seen him win 2 taps, and the ball's hit the ground both times. So Teachery Gully need to capitalise on their man Penny winning the taps. Lee Matthews always says it's not who wins the tap, it's what happens next.
That's right.
So there's our third tap. Teachery Gully can't get it out. And as we say that,
Dylan
McLean goes forward with a left foot kick. Hargraves down low, tries to tap it. He's gone a couple of times with one arm at the ball there, trying to tap it on to his advantage, and the ball goes out of play on the far side. As the sunshine is out, I don't think it's going to break that mud up in the middle, but it's out.
Get your sun cream on, Rangers. You're gonna get sunburned today.
And I'll tell you what, just have a look where that boundary's gone in. There's a car up on the hill with the back open, probably got the thermos up. This is grassroots football as we know it. Cars around the oval.
I love Teachery Gully Oval. Peter was fantastic.
Yep.
Oh, great pick-up, Personos. Looked like he was tripped there, but the umpire says nothing doing. Might have been his own feet that was the undoing. And we'll have a ball up 65 metres out from the Hydra Smart end. Umpires
called that from about 30 metres away. And look, we haven't said much about the umpires today, which has been good, which means if you don't notice the umpires, then they're doing a good job. But ball comes to ground. It's going to be the first man to get the hands on the ball as out it comes now.
Swings on the left from 45.
Yeah, just casually strolls in.
Cock-a-doodle-doo. That is like shelling peas for the superstar of the Teachery Gullies.
Yeah, a little bit of a training run for him. He just trotted away there.
He just ambled through. But even I've got to tell you, his amble's probably got me covered. And he has kicked his first, and he's kicked Teachery Gully's third. 3-2, plays 1 straight goal as Teachery Gully just starting to make the changes. And they should probably break this game open in this quarter.
And just that danger of when a pack does form, as we've said before, they all tend to swarm around. But if you ball watch and you all think you're going to touch the ball and you let a player like Menzel free, just ambling off the pack there, he knows how to read it and get away. It's good to be desperate at the ball, but someone's got to be accountable for opponents as well, as umpire throws it up in the air. So Teachery Gully again, he's done a backhanded tap to get that forward, but Modbury have capitalised. That's twice that's happened where Modbury have got the ball out. But look, scrubbing kick down forward, bang, out they come. Now the switch of play.
McKay.
This is what we're going to see. McKay was free. Straight across the mud patch to the opposite half forward flank.
Personos did enough there.
Through. Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Release him on his left. His left isn't his best though. We've seen that today. They should lock
Burrows.
It up.
I was just going to say,
wing in.
Burrows, he's been quite good down back. He got the hand of the ball, butted up again to get that ball. Now they've all run away here, so there's going to be no one roving for Modbury. So a big slap forward by Penny, down into another pack, running across that. Yeah, Personos was it.
Swinging onto the right, flying snap. Number 22, who is that? Number 22, Brody Latham with his first. I haven't seen much of Brody. Well done, his first. Teachery Gully's fourth, and they now take command of this game with a 19-point lead, and it's heading in the direction we're hoping it wouldn't head too early. But
Blake Penny there, he tapped that ball probably 6 or 7 metres to their advantage.
I wouldn't call it a tap, it was more of a roundhouse bang.
And Personos, who tapped that forward again, got it out to Brody Latham to kick that goal. So that is what we call good team play. What I'm interested in here, though, TJ, is what happens in the middle with this ruck tap. He's been winning it, but Teachery Gully haven't got their hands on the ball. Against Modbury, they're probably going to get away with it. Modbury will get it down and it'll come back, but against a higher team, they need to tighten up on this and see if they can get into a Gully player's hands. That's my coaching hat on.
Div 5 elimination final. It's Kenilworth and Woody South. The loser, it's Curtin Caesar. Here comes McKay. Kenilworth by 5 points as McKay looks for and finds Bilby. Bilby releases a player looking for, and Mel will take the ball at the highest point. That is just football 101, isn't it?
How's the jukes on him?
Yeah.
Just Lead forward and bang.
No, I'd probably remiss of me not to say Javor-esque, really, just the way he elevated himself. Yeah. No, but strong hands. And look, I've seen people punch the ball in his hands. He doesn't drop it. He's good, and he is a beautiful kick. Watch this one hit the scoreboard now.
Call it here, mate.
No, he's a beautiful kick. It's a tough kick from there, but he's a lovely leg. Hangs it up a bit, though. Yeah, he misses by an absolute country mile. He's missed that by 15 metres. Well played, Tom.
Has that been touched over the line? I think,
no, I think
we can't see.
Either a mark or out in the full.
Yeah,
let's call it a mark so I don't feel so bad.
Just for the viewers, we have got
and 25 metres just so we can get back in shot.
Yeah, I was going to say, we can't see because there's a marquee. And so Burrows it is who's gone across the ground from Modbury. So risky, but if it works, it works. So number 10 there, kicking it across was Tim Davey. And he's found a player on the half-back flank, which is their fullback, that unusual kicking style, gets it down to a ball up. Now, just on the last centre ball up, you wouldn't believe this. I've been calling Tea Tree Gully, have been winning it, and Modbury have been getting it out. Modbury won the tap, Jake Phillips, but McKay it was who got the ball out of the middle. Work that out.
16 touches now.
So 33 there. They got Sinclair in the ruck now, bundling it forward. Modbury are under pressure here, trying to do the fend off and can't get away with it. Was Blake Marshall. Ball bobble forward. It's more like rugby at the moment, backing up and taking high. McKay, he's just playing off the ball a little bit there. Gets a quick handball across, doesn't he? Look at that left foot.
Menzel on his
Menzel
left.
again, trots in on his
the
right foot.
Got himself into a bit of trouble. Here's Melville. He'll swing. He'll turn.
He's been caught.
Oh, he's released the ball quite nicely, the young fella. Here's
Jordan Miller.
Oh, he's just taken a hack out of air, and he's managed to sneak it through for a point. As we,
so that was Miller. He
Tea
couldn't
Tree
quite get it out to his teammates there because the ball was on the ground.
Handy 21-point lead now to Tea Tree Gully.
So let's see Modbury's kick in from this end. Player is Jared Duthie now with the ball in hand. He's going out the far side. I'll tell you what, he gets plenty of penetration with it, probably 55 metres. Flying high there was a Tea Tree Gully player. Quick handball. Now they come inside. Players are lining up. McKay there waits, gives it back unselfishly. It's right in the mud now. He's got players wide here. He's gone forward. He did have a player on the wing here waiting on his own, and that's going to end up being a 50-50 ball or brought to ground there. Tea Tree Gully, they're certainly desperate at it here, but not able to capitalise. But just that missed kick, a little bit of a skill thing there. But look, wind, mud, everything. Up it goes, two players up, not able to take it. Was Menzel running past the pack, but a quick handball comes out and a snap around the corner. Melville in front again. He's tapped it to his advantage. He's still kept it in play, turns and snaps. It's high, it's in the goal square, and there's a grab and play on, and that was Peter Personos.
Easy as you like. Textbook for a young, he's not that young anymore. Peter Personos, he is he's electric around there. He's got that X factor, and he knows where to go, he knows where to run, and yeah.
And I think Trent Melville, if you asked him, he'd probably say that was a set play, that he actually squared the ball up. But I don't know, mate. I reckon he was looking at the two big sticks with his eyeballs.
Yeah.
He doesn't. Anyway, it's a Tea Tree Gully goal as they go forward now. 5 goals, 3 to 1 goal to Modbury again. So on the Harley Heaven and Firm scoreboard, 33 points to 6. We got any scores from around the ground, or I shall continue on here?
Yeah, no, we'll kick on.
So Sinclair it is in the ruck now. He's got the sun right in his eyes. I don't know why he's done that. He put them up. He won the tap, but McKay was taken there without the ball. Now, it's one thing to stand close, but don't tackle him without the ball. So out he comes again. His 54th possession. Dribble kick forward, quick handball out. Over it comes, bang towards goal, and just offline for 1 point.
Yes, again, they're very quick to play on. So, and release that running player, Tony.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they do it well, don't they? And it's the Mosquito fleet today for sure. And they are kicking with the wind as well, but the wind won't do it. So the unusual kicking style, but he's kicked that in. He gets plenty of distance, but look, it's just a bomb kick, isn't it?
Yeah,
get it out, get it back in, Tea Tree Gully. Ooh, McKay on the ground there. He was really
Tony,
swung.
you and I, we played a lot of footy. A kick like that on a day like today is only going to end up in most times a 50-50 ball at ground level. And at the moment, you've got McKay at ground level, touch number 18, dominating.
Yeah.
I don't mean to harp on him, but he's just dominating.
And once again,
Personos clever. Very clever, as we're just out of sight at the moment. Personos tackled.
Melville
no, he's not. Yeah. Releases to Personos. Oh, he's hit high. Umpire says nothing doing. He gets up quickly. Big, strong fella there. Number 10 is that Bilby, Gets it off. Quick kick. Hallandale around the corner. Won't score, you would think. It doesn't.
Still in play. Keep calling.
And out of play, about 15 metres around at the HydroSmart end. HydroSmart water. It's pure. It's good. It's great. All right.
So in it comes, trying to get the tap with Sinclair, but the Modbury boys, you wouldn't believe it.
He
tapped
busted
it forward.
back. You're gone.
He's caught. He's trying to fend off, hasn't he?
Yes, unfortunately there, Adam Mascotta took the player on, and beautiful tackle there by the Modbury player, bringing him down. It's a heavy set fella he is.
Yeah. Jaden Elliott, I reckon.
Tyler Houston, I reckon.
Sorry.
Tyler Houston.
So ball comes forward, tapped over the back, this way, that way. Look at him, he knows. Good balance, that lad.
Yep.
Haggard, yeah. So ball in the middle, Menzel gets up, fends off, right in the mud there, and look at this. The ball just about stops still.
Alex
Mackay, where has he been hiding? He just pops up
in the
out
mud.
of nowhere.
He's
There's
hiding in
three
the
of
mud.
him.
He loves it in the mud.
Look at that kick
Goes
down.
long, Melville over the top though, and
still in play there. That's Brody Latham kept it in, bobbling around. Modbury now clearing the halfback flank, but you're not going to get it from behind.
Three Tea Tree Gully players there, and
so nice take. That was good gutsy play there. That was Jake Martin came in, put his head over the ball, clean take off the ground, and just slow to get up there. No, he's got up. That's 17. Sorry, Sean McWaters. So look at that big pack. There's a bit going on. Menzel now taking on one of the Modbury players. There's just a little bit going on that we can see behind the marquee there. So a little bit going on. So it's a free kick here, and it's Sinclair, the ruckman. Now there's no one running past him, and he actually looks like he's lining up 50 metres out. He'll have the wind directly behind him. So I reckon if he pops this up in the air, it'll just about carry. So let's see. It's a long
Sinclair,
way from
the big fella. You wouldn't expect him to kick it, surely not.
Long way from hand to
through
foot.
the high diddle, is it?
No,
just
touched on. What is that? He's kicked it.
Jeez, my eyes are good.
Yep.
Jay, look at him get around him. Get around him.
Aren't they excited?
Maybe it's his first senior goal. Who knows? But I'll tell you what it is. It is Tea Tree Gully's fourth, and they have taken control of this game as expected. Cameron Tiggerman comes off for a West. Haven't seen him do too much, and he's pretty clean, so he needs to fix that. But I've got a big score in Division 1. Now, this is used because we talked about how close 4th, 5th and 6th are. Well, Payneham North Union, the Falcons. 7 goals, 648. Our traditional rivals, the team we love to hate, the Raggies. They have a point to prove, and they've kicked a point, just 1 point. It's Payneham by 47 points.
Well, it could be a wipe out there then. Big score. Yeah, big score.
Let's hope we beat them by 450.
So, ball goes up in the middle, and I reckon that's Sinclair, is it, in the middle, who just kicked that last goal. I'll tell you what, he'd be on fire at the moment. He's loving it out there. Now, he's come around to the Modbury side of the ruck, so both ruck are going to come from the one side. Tries to tap it back and can't do it, and Modbury go forward, but once again, big pack, and they're getting swarmed by the Gullies here. Look at them, 2, 3, 4. They're a little bit, dare I say it, like the Richmond team. They're swarming onto the players. Let's see what happens again. Third ball up. Both ruckmen come from the one side. Sinclair's tried twice to tap that over the back of his head, and it hasn't worked. So I just think with his athleticism, he's about 5 or 6 inches taller than that other ruckman. Just jump over the top of him, son. Now he gets it. He's done
backhand palm.
He's done it. He's tried 3 times and he's done it, but it's got to be effective. It's got to get to someone. Mackay again. Look at that. Screwy. Forward it comes. Burrows it is. Comes forward. Can't quite take it. The ball bobbling around there on his hands and knees. And I'll tell you what, the Gullies are going pretty hard at this. Menzel there's put the hand up. He's calling it. The umpire comes in, says, give it to me, boys. I'll ball it up. I'm the man in green. Here it is. So up it goes. 2 ruckmen. Now, Penny's resting down forward, I reckon, taps it forward. Guess who too? Sinclair, the other ruckman. Menzel can't take it. It's bobbling around. And pushed into the fence. Through for a point, and another player coming in to remonstrate there, the man with the blue rinse.
Geez, Jordan Miller throwing some big bodies around. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a big body.
So the fullback there kicking in, Jared Duthie. He's got plenty of penetration, but guess what? We discussed it before. Show Makers, round on the left. Mackay, down low. Great pickup. Bounces off. 2 players fighting over for the Gullies. Now, Modbury have picked that up, and that's Sam Taylor there. Can't get it out. Back Mackay comes. Have a look at him go. Jeez, he's a terrier.
Gone.
And he is taking the ground like a rodeo.
Yeah.
Like a rodeo bull there. So he gets up.
Rode him like a
and
pig.
He's lost the headband. Lo and behold.
Shouldn't be wearing it.
So Sam Taylor it is. A left footer by the looks of it. He's pushing players around out to his left. It's a long way home, but he's gone out there. Players can't get to it. Tea Tree Gully player over the top. He was, wasn't it? One hand in the back, one hand on the ball. Just a feel for it from the umpires. Not able to call that one, and he's going to call a ball up.
As making their way onto the ground now, it's Tyler Houston for... that's Marcus Knightley and Tiggerman come back on.
So first the ball there, Jake Haggard really took it strong in the middle there. Look at him running on and off here too. There's lots of interchange.
You know, week's a long time, so years certainly a long time. Round 1 last year we were here for Tea Tree Gully Modbury. Modbury 4 goals up in the third quarter. Everything looked good back then, but gee, hasn't times changed. Tea Tree Gully, just as we get another ball up, preparing now, launching at another attempt at a Division 1 premiership. Modbury will be heading back to Division 2, and yeah.
Just got to play down at the moment. Sorry, it's just I don't know whether he's got a bit of mud in his eye or whether he's taken something.
There's mud in your eye. Probably shouldn't make.
He's not real sure where he is there as he hops up. He's either looking groggy, he's just going to, I'll say, take himself off, but no, he's...
that player is the sublimely skilled Tim Davey, the man they call Diesel. He'll be right, tough as old
One hand on hips, takes front position, can't get to it, but ball bobbling around. Look at the Tea Tree Gully players running past, but I think you called it before. You've got to time that run. No good running past if the ball's not there.
No.
Because you're going to receive it facing the wrong way, and good night, Irene.
It's weak football. It's mentally weak, and it's physically weak. When you run past and look for that $1 million handball.
Jaden Elliott, it was kicking it forward. And tell you what, Haggard, he shrugged.
Yep.
The Haggard shrug it was. He arched the back, and away it goes on the far side. Modbury first the ball and taken high there, I'd say, and slung to the ground.
One thing I've noticed about Jake Haggard since I've commentated about 12 Tea Tree Gully games now, I think. He makes other people take a wide berth of him, because the first couple of times you tackle him or you get hit by him, you feel his presence. He's a strong footballer, unforgiving, and I just think he creates a little bit of space for others as well in the way he plays.
Interesting observation. So let's see now. Gee, that's a high kick forward by Tea Tree Gully. Give Modbury a chance here. They all go up. It goes out the back, and the ruckman there was Patrick Manuel taking it. 1 handball, 2 handball. Hooks around the corner. It's a bit of a nothing kick because it's up and under, charging in at it.
Yeah, well done.
Number 15 there, Jaden Elliott. He
split
caused,
the pack open.
Yeah, he caused the
contest.
spillage.
That's what you're going to do. Just one contest at a time. Start making an impact. Have a dip, and it'll come.
You know what? Tea Tree Gully, I said it earlier, they're winning, but they're going to know they've played a game because Modbury are quite physical at them. They're not. They're certainly not playing like the bottom team. In some areas, they're certainly hard at the ball and so on,
their
but
intent
the skill
is there. They are having a dip. There's no doubt about it. You wouldn't. Just a couple of things again. And John Payner's young group still in an educational process, still learning the game as we're going to have another ball up.
Yep.
And it is hard for them. And unfortunately, most of the players over there because that's where the breeze is. So
he came across from Adelaide Uni, did he?
He did. Of course, former Sturt champion.
Yeah,
I might get on the binos,
Beautiful.
mate, so I can see what I can pick up. You keep calling the action.
Beautiful, crisp left footer he was, and geez, if he can pass a little bit of that on to his players as well. But I'll tell you what, they're well drilled. If you look around the ground, they're on their men. I do worry sometimes when a player's a metre behind his opponent because you're never going to make that metre up. As we see, the Modbury coming forward, just as I was discussing that, Sam Taylor going the other way. There's that. You're never going to make that gap up. Doesn't matter who you are. You've got to be bold and get either an arm on and get sideways to a player or get in front. Don't play behind. Look at the forward line here for Tea Tree Gully. There's 2 players coming off with 2 Modbury players. And if we look down the ground, there's no forward line.
No,
as they stream off. So there's 1, 2, 3 players.
36 players inside there coming on now.
3 players have come on.
Taylor, big left foot, looking good, beautiful
straight over
kick.
the umpire's head.
That's from 50 near the boundary line. Sammy Taylor, take a bow.
Well done.
Don't literally take a bow, you get dragged. But that is his first. That's Modbury's second. And on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard, it just tightens up a little bit. We've got a 20. What are they on?
A little bit more than that. 6 goals, 5 to 2 goals.
Yeah, 29-point ball game. That's where I was going with that. So, just quickly while we're waiting, just having a quick look around the grounds again. A huge game that's going to shape finals. Sturt by 22 points. The Eagles now trail South Adelaide by 19 points. The Tigers by 8 points over Adelaide. In the AAFL, yes, that's right, the AAFL. It is the Power, only 6 points down, but Geelong 52 points up over Freo.
So umpire in the middle now, and they've got Penny in the middle. It's interesting with the Tea Tree Gully up now. He's tried it again. Just about every tap, they're trying to tap this business about tap it over the back, over the head. Well, if you're going to do it to a player. He's way out of it there, and he's received the free push there. So Penny it is now. Let's see how they go surging forward. A lot of players falling. He's kicked that shockingly into the mud, but the intent was there. It's going to come off. Handball across from Adam Machota.
Blank.
Caught.
And he has drawn blanks. Yep. He's shooting blanks. He's gone.
And that was Matt Smith with a nice strong tackle as well. Tickle
and
in the mud.
You can tell he's in and under. He's covered in mud.
And have a look.
Germy.
Geez, that looked good, but he's come off. second best there.
Yeah.
It looked all right.
Melville,
So, nice
great
grab
mark,
there.
running back. But that's really good football there. Number 19, Marcus Knightley. Just came on recently.
Knightley. So in it goes to the middle. Just he didn't even jump there.
Yep,
Penny just stood there and the ball, it's almost self-defence, fell in his hands. That's a better looking kick, TJ.
Yes.
As he goes forward.
Ball spills.
Oh, out the back it comes.
Here's Melville on the fly. He always has a ping. There ain't no passing there. You're right.
Brodie Latham it was who chased that ball out of bounds there. Couldn't quite get hold of it, Melville, could he? But we're going to see a little bit of that today. The ball is going to probably drop 10 metres short of where players are used to it dropping. A long way from hand to foot for some of the big guys. You've got to really guide it on as the ball comes in, spinning. No one over the back. Modbury could capitalise here, but onto the ground it goes. Bobbles out. 2 handballs. Just a bang onto the boot. Could have almost marked it, but didn't. Elected to tap that, and that was Jake Martin. And down on the ground. Now we're going to see the big tackles. There's a bit going on off the back of this ball. Wraps him up, Sean McWaters, and ball is the call from the crowd. But the umpire has said, pass it to me, boys. I'm going to throw it up. And up it goes. He
doesn't throw it up very high, does he?
No, Penny protected the space more than anything.
And umpire says, I'll have it.
Shrugs off the Modbury player. He was protecting the space there, Penny. Let's see what he does here.
Ryan Richards with the tackle there, the man they call Buddha. And he's got, here comes the Buddha. Oh, he's thrown to the ground. The Buddha will get a free kick.
Rub his belly and get up. Off they go. No, it's coming back. So Ryan Richards, Buddha, good on him. First of the ball. He's a solid looking lad. Get back off the mark a bit, lad.
Playing in the middle, inside mid, and 25 metres. Oh,
he can't put in the back.
He's pointed to. He's got a blonde rinse, a blue rinse. Anyway, and Teacher Gully player takes himself off for giving away the 25.
Yep. He's still got close to the mark. Pops that up in the air. The wind's taken that almost into the hot spot in front of goal. There's a huge pack forming. Guts there. Have a look at that. That was fantastic. I'll see who that player is there. First of the ball, put his head over the ball. Took on what was coming, and guess who? Was it McWaters or was it Huggard there? Anyway, out it comes to Modbury.
I've got someone standing right in front of me.
That's Luke Hodge, number 15. Sorry, I've had a flashback there, Jaden Elliott. And guess who? It's a free kick here.
Richards back to Elliott.
Yep, and this is Jaden Elliott with number 15 on as he looks down the ground, and he's... I'll tell you what, it's sort of a nothing kick. He's just kicked it up to the hot spot.
Well, and it's worked.
Fortuitously, but that's not going to work every time. You do that 10 times, 9 times, it's going to come straight back out again. But
it'll take
Modbury
looking for their second in a row. Back-to-back goals, mate. Just breathing a bit of life into this one. And is this Sam Tyler again?
It is Sam Taylor,
pardon me.
And he's taking this kick from where Melville took his kick in the first quarter. So let's see
he's kicked one from
comparison.
50 on the boundary line. You'd think he shouldn't have too many troubles with this. He's a good-looking kick, left-footer.
And
he has... Breeze brings it back nicely.
Yep.
That is Modbury's third. Game on here, Tony Neal on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard. Modbury kicked their third. Teacher Gully stuck on 6-5 at the moment. It's a 23-point ball game.
And I'll tell you what, just nice and casual with his action there. Left footer, he just strolled in. Didn't kick it high, but he had the penetration. And that's what you got to do into a wind like this. And he knew his capabilities, and 30 metres out, probably went 10 metres behind the goal umpire.
Penetration is crucial, Tony.
Especially on a day like this into the wind.
Yes.
When you're up against it. Yep. So the ball in the middle now, as I reckon that's Sinclair gone back in. Up it goes. Now, this backhanded stuff, mate, fair dinkum. It's not working. However, they know what they're doing. The coach knows what they're doing. So he's going to line up. Let's see. He's going to line up on the same side now as the Modbury ruckman with about 3 or 4 inch advantage. Umpire throws that a bit crooked there, so it's come out. Let's see a better ball up this time so we can really call it. So both ruckmen, for those watching at home, are starting on the same side. Gets it up, goes left-handed, can't take it there. The Teacher Gully player running through was Zach McKay. So a third ball up. Now they've played their hand here. They've shown what they're going to do. Up it goes. Now the ruckman there for Modbury wins that one, Patrick Manuel. So it's a little bit of man-on-man stuff here in the middle. Ball comes out. McKay gets it out. Umpires let that go. Big pack forms. This is the 4th ball up in a row. A lot of players around the ball. They need to get a tap.
At this stoppage, I'm just having a quick look. Melville, Personos and Latham playing as the 3 forwards, the 3 true forwards. High half forward role is being played by Tiggerman for Teacher Gully. I think there'll be a lot of coaches watching this, not so much to watch this contest, just to see some of the Teacher Gully structures come finals. So it is interesting to note. Certainly you wouldn't mind having Melville at full forward and Personos playing 30 metres in front of him.
Yeah, good call there. Tiggerman is up, and the other two players, Personos and I can't pick the other player now.
Melville down there and Latham's over
Brody
there.
Latham. It's sort of like a V going forward, so obviously Tiggerman's the target. Now he's sprinting across this side. If Tea Gully can get it, they'll get it out to him. And here it comes, as we've called it. If they can get another touch, Tiggerman's out this side. He's been picked up now. You can almost see where they're playing to here, Tea Gully. I reckon they're going to line up, come down this side if they can get a possession here. So Tiggerman is the centre half forward, TJ, is he? He's standing in the centre half back position.
I think he plays a half forward flank. He's not a strong body player.
Quick kick out by Modbury there as the ball's bobbling around 2-on-1. It's just stopping the ball was the Modbury player, hoping the players were backing up. But ball bobbles out. Quick kick into the goal square. Now they've got it free now. One handball out to the back pocket. They haven't got it out though. They've fumbled that over the line. As we see cloud cover coming in.
Closing stages of the second quarter, you think. It's been 2 goals to Modbury, 4 goals to Tea Gully, so they've got control of the game, certainly.
And the man we were just talking there, Tiggerman, has come off, and his opponent, direct opponent Marcus Kitely, has come off as well. And as we see the second ruckman, Big Penny, come on. Now he's free. This will be interesting where he goes here. Modbury have got a shot on goal. Left footer around the corner, check side. He knows what he's doing. He's kicked that straight through. Yeah, exactly right. I reckon that might be Taylor again. Let's just see when he turns around. But he certainly kicked it like it. Knew exactly what he was doing. He's a pretty clever footballer, actually. Let's just see there. There's a few around him.
So the blonde one just coming out now, is it?
Guy with the hand on his hips there. Patting him on top of the head there. And
it's running through off half back.
I reckon back over here, he's got mud all over the front of his jumper. Number 2, was it? Might have been Matt Smith.
Matt Smith. Oh, we'll give it to Matt Smith. I actually didn't think it was him, but that's all right. We'll give it to Matt Smith. He'll be happy with that. And I'll tell you what, that's 3 goals in a row for Modbury. And we might not be talking this up just enough, mate. Modbury have kicked 3 goals in a row. I mean, they kick another 3, they'll hit the front.
And they're
17-point ball game. There, the backhanders work. There, the old back palmer. Here comes McKay. Bit of Selwood about him, and as needed, on record, on cue. Possession number 20. He's run too far. Yes, umpire's got that one right. He's only got little legs, little homogenous. I think that's right, homogenous. Is that right?
He did it all on his own. There's 35 other players on the field. And
he's gone for the middle of the park, and he's nearly got the goal square.
Went to handball to someone and said, "No, I'll do it all myself, boys." But just that little bit too far. So the ball comes back to the Modbury player. Oh, he was about to go short. Now he's gone out the other side of the halfback flank. Nice strong grab there, and just dropping to ground now. I reckon that's who's that? No, he's come around. It wasn't Matt Smith. Sorry, he's come down to the wing. Big pack forms. The ruckman couldn't quite get his hands to it. Menzel puts the body in. It's a good smother there. It's right in the mud patch. Down you go, boys. Get a facial while you're there. Up it comes. Menzel's fold that up. Nice one-handed scoop. Clever kick, get hold of that, ball covered in mud. Front man was Jordan Miller, good mark, played on. Menzel now around the corner, he's kicked to the pocket. Melville it is, comes out, and that's good play there by Tea Gully, and Menzel it was backing up, of course, that little bit of play. Coming back, you wouldn't believe it, Melville's kicked it back to Menzel, and Menzel's got it probably 50 metres out on the angle. He will have the wind behind him. We saw the ruckman Sinclair kick one from here before, on his right foot. Menzel being the left foot of the ball's probably going to sweep across the goals a little bit, so he's really going to have to judge this one. So he has a practice kick just like a golfer would. So he's lining up now. Coming in, just walking in now. Is he running in straight? Yes, he's just a little bit around to the left there. He's given it out to the left, and he's just snuck it in for a point. That was a difficult kick for a left footer. So Modbury now have the ball. Full back, he's going to go out the other side, a little bit shorter this time, probably 40 metres, can't quite get his hands to it. There was Patrick Manuel, but he wheels around, ball's in that forward pocket right in front of the scoreboard as the siren blows. So on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard, the Gully 6 goals 642, Modbury 4 straight 24, so 2 goals 6 or 3 goals in front at the moment, the Gullies, and really they didn't have it all their own way. Probably halfway through that second quarter, Modbury got back on top and kicked those 3 late goals, I reckon.
I'm just floored that I've got my words completely wrong calling him homogenous. It's not homogenous, so apologies for that. Sorry, Tony. Trying to be clever, brings up in the broadcast. I've come up with the wrong word.
That's a milk. Homogenised and
it's small like, but it's not the word I was after. I saw it on Big Bang the other night. I shouldn't have. I should have left it alone. And at half time, it is 6 goals, 6 plays 4 straight. Plays 4 straight goals. And the goal kickers for Tea Tree Gully, we've got Trent Melville with 2, Persinos, Menzel, Latham, and Sinclair all with 1. For Modbury, who kicked the last 3 in the game, interestingly enough, it's Sam Taylor with 2, Jake Phelps with 1, the first one of the day, and Matt Smith. So it's an 8-point ball game. Like today.
Well, straight to Glotterall Stadium, Tommy, half-time, 9-2-56. Glenelg over Adelaide, 5-6-36. That's extraordinary scenes there. Adelaide putting in a good fight.
Yeah, if they had a kick straighter, you'd think they're probably, at half-time it was 5 straight goals at quarter-time to 4 goals 6. How do you run in high heels on an oval like that?
That's impressive stuff, to be honest with you.
Give us a spell.
I haven't seen a clanger from her. That's pretty good.
She has. After leading early and looking like they might cause an upset, Fremantle probably have found a way to be Fremantle-like. And in the third quarter, currently trailed by 69. You've been there before. Points, that is.
Yeah, true.
Not a lot of people watch it at half-time, mate. It's all right. And Magpies by 19 points early in the last against Port. That'll probably relegate Port to a early Mad Monday, you'd think.
Yeah, you'd think so. You would think so.
Andrew, tell us, so do we know who you're playing next week? We don't know yet.
Yeah, I think we'll be down to O'Sullivan's Beach, Lonsdale. So a bit of a trek for an away game for Div 7 reserves.
Of course, because you play, the A grade dictates who plays where.
We do,
and OSB finished top?
They did, yes. They had the week off, so they'll play a home final, and then, yeah, we'll have a big crowd to play against, I suppose. It'll be a massive day for them.
Houghton to O'Sullivan's Beach is getting almost as far as you'd have to go for a game of football, isn't it?
It's probably a bit over an hour, and down the expressway there, so fair trek.
Probably just be grabbing one of the SAAFL pool cars, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we'll see what's floating around.
If Dave doesn't have it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to book that one out nice and early.
Big shout out to Daniel Joyce just before we go off the air for half time. If you've been listening to us, thanks for joining us. Thank you. I want to wish you all the best in your finals campaign, mate. I know all the great work you do at Houghton. Should be good fun.
Pleasure. Thank you.
And I'll be there on Mad Monday if you win.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks. We'll be back in the second half with more action from Pertaringa Oval. And we're back here for the second half at Pernaringa Oval. Join Tommy Javoy and Tony Neal, and the weather has come in. It's filthy. It's a pig of a day. Rain is coming in sideways, Tony, but it's grassroots footy and we love it. Cool the action,
and I'll tell you what, have a look at Modbury there, barging in there. There's a player on the far side, but a free kick now to the Teachery Gully team, and the wind is up. The rain is coming down in sheets to from right to left here.
Oh, it is sheet, isn't it?
Thomas Bilby, it is taking the grab there, going forward. You're going to see a lot of wet weather football. He's got a nice kick on him, just relaxes it a little bit too much. Yep. Modbury, it is bang, onto the boot he goes, picks it up. Take it right, Tigger.
He loves throwing the head back, the old Tiggy boy. Has had a very quiet day, and you've got about 2 minutes before this ball turns into a rock, a muddy rock. So
have a look at that nice red cherry. Oh, and he tries to finesse that ball forward. Menzel, up he goes, pulls it in, and for the left footer, once again, you wouldn't believe it, he's on the wrong side for a left footer almost here, because the ball is going to go right to left. For those that are watching at home, the rain is absolutely bucketing down here. We're in the foothills. It's now coming down pretty much straight in some areas, and I reckon on the far side of the ground those trees are blowing. So
Troy Menzel lining up for his second. 35 metres out on a fairly acute angle, but I think he's probably got the class. He would have done this before, maybe not in these conditions.
You think so down here? It's like someone's got a fan out down in there as we're just waiting for him to come in. He runs around a little bit, straightens it up, it's drifting away. He was celebrating and it's drifted away.
He couldn't have done much more there. He's kicked that perfect. He started it outside the goals. It's taken straight across, just the 1 point, and now it's getting heavy. I've got to cover the equipment up, so hopefully we've just got a little bit of a technical. No, we're up. Yep, we're good.
So Modbury, that long kick with the semi-dry ball.
It's gone past the breeze, punched on it, and it's gone the full forward line. I tell you what, this changes the dynamic of this game. If Modbury can sneak 1 or 2 here and get even, all of a sudden, there's no certainties in this game.
And that was Tyler Houston first the ball. Modbury have spread. They've come up, players have spread off. They've obviously got set positions they're running to. Teachery Gully now push it back. In it comes to the forward line, but playing behind. You're not going to get it from behind, so a big punch forward. Modbury first to the ball.
Flying
He's
shot.
got onto it, and it's through for a point, and that was Tyler Houston. I tell you what, he's been lively, TJ.
Really big, couple of big scores here. So Lockley's so it's quarter time in the qualifying final. It's Lockley's by 2 points over Pulteney. It is Port District with a 3-goal lead over Prince Alfred at Prince Alfred. That's huge. Could be season over Prince Alfred just about. The Chick Train, chick, boom. 13-point leaders over Edwardstown, so that's a big one as well. And we mentioned Jeps Cross looked like they're all over Pracker by 9 goals. Good mark there.
So it's Jack Phillips. There's we saw the Teachery Gully player that's kicked to himself and gained an extra 10 metres. He bombed it back in. Not able to get to it was the Modbury player there. And, Sam
Kyle McNaughton at ground level. Kyle McNaughton's had a very quiet day. I like him down back. They're playing him up forward, but they probably see him a lot more than me, and changes being ringed now. I'll tell you what, that could have almost been a couple there. They're going on the field before their teammate comes off, and I guess we're not playing AFL. Who cares? Yeah.
So umpire's about to throw this in right in front of the Harley Heaven and Firm scoreboard, bobbling around there. Player trying to claim the mark or keep the hands free was Jaden Elliott. He's been around it a bit as well.
All players in one half of the ground here.
Yeah, you're correct, and probably in a quarter of the ground almost.
Yep.
So up it goes, probably a 50-50 punch. I'll tell you what, have a look at Modbury. They're having a go here.
Absolutely.
Can they maintain it? They are really having a dip. So up it goes again, front position. The Modbury player wins the tap. Hang on to Mackay. Mackay didn't get the free. It's gone Modbury's. The umpire has missed the first free there. It's gone Modbury's way, and I reckon that is number 29, Ryan Richards.
Yeah, Buddha. The man they call Buddha.
And
now, he doesn't have to kick a drop punt. He's just got to make good contact here, and the breeze will take it. Just get a nice flat punt going. It is a drop punt. It's just doing a bit of work, the goal umpire, just to the near side. Far side, pardon me.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
4-2 plays 6-7 on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard. It's a 17-point ball game, and we've got a game on here. No one would have thought Modbury in the third quarter would be, with a bit of momentum, 17 points down.
And they have come forward twice here, Modbury. They're on the charge. Can they maintain it? There's a huge pack. It's the old-fashioned huddle. So players are streaming out to the what we call the clubroom side. Oh, this way, that way. A little bit of indecision. Second biggest killer on the road. Jake Huggard comes in.
Play. That'll be a Modbury ball again.
That's what indecision will do.
Pressure is going, and on a very sad note for all of the Port Power fans out there, We are gone. 45 points down to Collingwood. I'm saying it's season over.
So the fullback for Modbury,
he's kicked it like a fullback.
That. I don't know whether that ball actually came into play and went out. It must have, because of the curve of the boundary. So the player looking at the ball now, trying to wash it, clean it, whatever, is going to. They're almost having kicked the fullbacks.
I reckon one of my testicles has just formed an icicle, mate. I'm down to 1 stone at the moment. I'm telling you, Tony, it is cold.
Keep your personal stuff to yourself, mate. I can't do anything about that. But thank you to the gentleman who assisted me with the warm hands in the toilet before.
Here comes the Gullies.
Out it comes.
Bit of run and gun. Here they go. Don't overdo the handball. Now go long. It's open forward line. It's Personos time. Keeps his feet. Important. Reading the ball well. Running onto his Buccini. Buccini gets a great pick up by the young fella, number 9. Clean pair of heels. Right foot flying. Snap. We'll call it a pass. It's the Tiggy train.
Yeah, Tiggerman. So it's just starting to clear in the background there. Those clouds are moving across. So this is going to be...
That's not where the weather comes from, Tony.
Check side. Check side.
It's going to be a tough kick with this breeze because the breeze is not going to support him. Check side with a heavy ball is also very tough. I'm not sure what he's going to do.
Right on the point. He's looking... Yeah, he's holding it right and...
bang!
Hit the post.
Hit the post. I picked that up myself. In Gaelic football, that'd be a score. But anyway,
well, that's the new rule they're trying to say. That would be a goal because it just grazed the post and in it came.
Yep.
So the wind is really blowing things around here.
Yeah, we're losing you, Tony.
We're right.
You're blowing away.
Yeah, we're there.
Yes.
So
a lot of people crammed under the veranda as well. It doesn't look like there's a lot of people here, but there's a lot of people in cars, and everyone is under the veranda behind us.
And
we're snuggling.
The fullback there is transgressed.
You probably can't see the line. It's that bloody dark.
And it's that cold, mate. Can you just take your arms off from around me for the moment? I'll call
Big
this.
fly
up he
there.
goes. Back
Can't tell you what it is, but
over the boundary line. I'll tell you what, man.
And have a look at Matty Hallandale on the bench. He's hugging himself.
Yeah.
Somebody get over here and let me run, for God's sake.
I was just looking at that. They want the heaters on here like the Crows had the other week in Canberra. So
days like today, I'm glad I'm retired, Tone.
Look at that wind. There's a strong wind in the background now as the umpire throws in. Dangerous position for the Gullies. Taken high as a player, but let go. Huggard got to the ball. Couldn't quite get it up. Sorry, that was Burrows. It was burrowing in after it, and another body dive. Almost
nice
a throw,
release.
was it?
Yeah, little release handball out the back, and we're going to have a ball in from 35 metres around from the Pernix Smarter with data end. It's Tea Tree Gully leading by 18 points, but probably just nervous stages. Is that a bit of sun? Is that a bit of sun?
Just McKay is just on his own here, just at centre half forward. I reckon he's going to break off Tiggerman here if he can. Very dangerous to leave him on his own. Anyway, ball up and down. Modbury unable to take it. Around goes Menzel on the left. Turn, snap.
Man in front.
Couldn't quite grab it. Another
smother.
Yeah.
Oh, he's wringing his hands out. That would have hurt. Oh, it's good stuff. It's tough wet weather footy, isn't it, Tony?
In he goes. Taken high, that player from Modbury, Tea Tree Gully. There's McKay. He's been out there on his own for a long time. This way, that way. One step, pops it in. Not able to take it. Tea Tree Gully round on the right foot. Snap. It's there. It is a goal.
The sealer, probably, to be honest with you. I think he's going to come from the ground now, is it? Is that who kicked it?
It's the young player here behind, the big ruckman coming off. And that player's kicked the goal and pulled himself off the ground.
Oh, don't think we need to go there, Tony.
Taken himself off the ground. So 1, 2, 3 players have taken themselves off.
Injured himself celebrating, the young fella. I'm not sure who it is.
We're just going to see. We're just waiting for him to walk past us here. And it's a good goal. And he's looking at us. He won't spin around for us.
Spin around, mate.
He's trying to get his breath.
Who is it? It's number 30. It's Jake Asprey. Is it? Number
Jake
31.
Asprey. That's it.
Well done, young Jake.
Yeah. No. Brother plays for Richmond.
Doesn't have to be your... Does he really? No. Okay.
David Asprey.
Doesn't have to be your day. It certainly can be your moment. And on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard, Gullies with a handy 4-goal lead now with Penny over the top to McKay. Look at that mud pot, but running through. Clean pair of heels nearly shown by the Gully player, but they've got a clearance. No good smother there by the big fella. Jake Sinclair, sorry.
And just on that, I'd probably prefer to wear footy boots out there, but if some players are wearing heels, that's up to themselves. Good luck. That's their selection. And I think that's Sinclair now in the ruck. The derby comes off. Sinclair, he's beaten in the ruck there by Patrick Manuel. Just palmed it to the ground, swatted it. Out the back it comes, Tea Tree Gully. Round the corner on the left foot. Nice kick in, Mascotta. Down the ground it comes, Modbury first the ball. Then he goes, the player gets away with it.
He's dropped it
Umpires
there.
Let it go.
Burrows.
Yeah. And on the ground, Bilby. Geez, I'll tell you what, he's manhandling that player.
There's Quinton Burrows there. Quick score, mate, and again, a very important score in the shaping of the Division 1 finals. The percentage is huge. Well, this is a big result. Payneham against their traditional rivals. Payneham, 11 goals, 7. Athelston, 2 points. That could be, it'll come down to percentage in the end, whether it's a home final. It's a big game, a big result for Payneham at this stage.
And Alex McKay taking the ground here on the far side, and up it goes the umpire. So Modbury player just getting on top there. McKay first the ball again. He's got 2 possessions in there. He's taken high. Doesn't worry him. Up he pops with the ball. Gives it back to the umpire. I'll take 3 votes. Thanks, ump, while you're at it. Up it goes again. Oh, good 50-50. Yeah, Sinclair now out the back. Oh, player lifted off the ground there. And Modbury just a quick hack out of the play. It's going to be the old-fashioned football now. It's going to be the one-on-one. Or players go on the ground. Ball bobbles around. Modbury first the ball, and umpires kind of come in. So there's about 15 players trying to stream down the on-ballers to get to this next set of play. So up it goes. Umpire steps back out of the way. Sinclair just beaten in that one by the Modbury ruckman. Taking the ground now, the Tea Tree Gully player, and they're pretty still ferocious at it, the Modbury players.
Having a dip, certainly having a dip, Tony Neal, and you can't fault him for that. If they can just get the next one, mate, breathe a bit of life back into it, get some belief.
Sinclair got some good elevation there in the tap. Interesting now, Sinclair's facing the Modbury ruckman. Now the Modbury ruckman steps across the Sinclair side, so they're going to go in body on body. Sinclair's got the advantage in height. Modbury player swats it forward because it wasn't an up and down throw. Take what you can of that. As we see Asprey, the last goal scorer, about
they normally do go up and down. Yeah, as a rule, it's
a little bit of an angle. Little bit of an angle there though. So that's a better throw. Players against Modbury there getting the tap, but Tea Tree Gully come out straight into the glue pot. There goes the good ball, but saving it there. Nice mark, wasn't it? Yeah, it was good. Quickly on now out to the side there. He's a long way from goal here, so he's going to kick it down. Menzel it is, puts the body in. One hand, can't quite get to the second one. Player taken down there. And the umpire's let that go. He has too, it's going to be a throw-in. So throw-in on the far side. Menzel just trying to caress that ball to his advantage. As we see McKay come off, and he's had a good quarter. So over the back, Sinclair taps it to fresh air. Around goes Bilby.
Yeah, he's
and
good,
he's
isn't he?
On the left foot, he's put that really good square spot.
Falcon.
He has taken it in the head. He's felt it too.
In the beak of Matty Halliday. Beautiful kick.
That was Menzel.
And he celebrated in front of the crowd and turned around and there's no one there.
Yep, and a player, he was rubbing the head after that. I think it was Matthew Hellendale who took it, and Menzel just that nice elite level around with the snap, straight through for another goal.
McKay and Penny to come back on. McKay's had a very, very quiet day of the Zach variety. Alex has certainly had plenty of it. Making way is Tiggerman as Derby comes back on, along with Dylan McLean and Tyler Houston. So a lot of changes being made. Also coming off Bilby there for Tea Tree Gully.
So the Gullies 8 goals, 8.56 to the visitors. Modbury 4 goals 2.
That one might just be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
26. Yeah, well, we'll see Sinclair in the ruck here. He's only got one player ahead of him if he taps his forward and 3 behind. He tries to tap it forward. Into the glue pot it goes. Bang. Get him down in the mud. That's it. Down in the mud he goes. Now, 3 players went down and only 2 got up. There's a player buried in the mud there.
Could be McKay.
Here he comes. So Sinclair wins the tap again. Get hold of that, boys. I'll put it on the ground for when you guys do the rest.
So, Tony, just while we're having a few repeat stoppages, I'm going to ask you a question without notice. You've seen a few teams this year. Who's the best Division 1 team you've seen so far?
Well,
I know you've only seen half of Tea Tree Gully today.
I've only seen one Division 1 team this year.
You hasn't fallen your way, because we've had a look at Gully, we've had a look at Port District, we're having a look at Payneham next week as Hallandale is pushing the ball forward. Quick play here.
I actually haven't called any of those games, to be honest.
Okay.
So out it comes. Tea Tree Gully,
good,
nice grab.
Duka swings on the left, hits up a player, and Menzel. Why wouldn't you? You just honour the lead, wouldn't you? And he's going to line up from 50. But with a heavy ball, sometimes you get onto it. It just keeps going and going.
And just on that question, if I was looking at this team here, it's hard to judge a lot of it because of the conditions. They do look good though, Tea Tree Gully. They've got a plan. They've got players know where to run. You know, these kind of things.
I think a quick track at Thebbett Noble in a final isn't going to hurt them.
No, and if you let players like Melville and Menzel up forward with space, they know how to play football and how to go about it.
There's women kissing Tony Neal. Be professional, Tony, for God's sake. He's trying to do a broadcast here.
Where are we?
Well played as the ball just rushed through, was it, for 1 point? Just as ladies coming up, I hope your wife's not listening at home.
I haven't got a wife, mate. That's
well, you will have soon, based on what I've just seen.
Good friends of mine's partner. So the ball comes in now, and up it goes.
Gee, it's hard to mark today. We haven't seen many marks, have we?
Yeah, drop down, just doing some of my best work here, mate. And around it comes, bobbling around there. Nice pick up off the ground, yet he picked that up out of the mud and couldn't get the ball to foot, and he's been called dropping it, and that was Chad Schoenmakers.
Quick play here by Modbury, and they're off here. They should shake and bake and break. They do, but in front, man in front there. That was Jake Martin having a pretty good quarter.
A nice switch. Now this is what we could see, like you're saying, at Thebby, just with that space. Not able to take the ball was Mascotta.
Doc Sandercock, he's been good back there.
Oh, he's throwing the ground. There's a bit going on in the background here.
Good mark.
As that lipstick's just drying on my cheek. As around comes Schoenmakers.
Loves to swing on his left, but kicks it to the blue rinse.
Menzel comes through, leaves it for another player. That was good play. Menzel's free off the back of the pack here, but probably going to clear.
Yeah. Oh, you're hot, son.
And the player come off the bench there.
Yeah. No, well done. I've enjoyed Jade Elliott. He certainly has a go, doesn't he? Oh, you must keep your feet. Poor play by Patrick Manuel there, and that allows a turnover. But here they come. Cheers, some ugly footy. Oh, dangerous. Modbury should clear through a chain of handballs, but a chain of handballs doesn't work on a day like today, does it, Tony?
Latham
and then eventually ends up in a quick kick, and Schoenmakers will swing on that left. Players everywhere, looks up for and finds 50 metres out from goal. That is Jake Asprin. He'll line up for his second and might just be beyond his distance, but it's hard to say on a day like today. He's back in the centre square in the glue pot. He's going to take his very best kick.
And Schoenmakers has just had a few touches there in the last couple of minutes. He really used that ball well. So he's going to be kicking right on 50 here, but the wind is quite gusty out. No, he's dropped it short, and a nice pass to a player probably 40 metres out.
I reckon that might be Jordan Miller. So
yes,
unselfish, getting the young fella involved. A late call-up for Ryan Spittle. So it'd be great for the young fella if he could kick his first major for the day and Tea Tree Gully's 9th on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard. They currently lead by 31 points, is it? It is 31 points.
Yes, it is, 57 to 26.
Menzel coming off as he lines up. We'll come back to this one. Alex McKay, not a lot of ground time in this quarter. Interesting, we'll come back on that one, mate.
So just a little bit of a stutter on the way. Knows the ground, knows the...
It's near side, but I reckon he's stuck it in. Look at him get around him. The young fella kicks his first.
Jordan Miller it is, yeah.
Well done there, Geordie Miller. Kicks his first and he kicks the Gully's 9th. Probably a good enough lead now where they can almost put the cue in the rack a little bit. And again, Alex McKay hasn't spent a lot of time. 21 touches in the first half, Alex, and hasn't spent a lot of time on the ground. So maybe just a bit of management is going on now, Tony, in regards to what's happening. Tea Tree Gully now know they're second, and
Well, that's what you do, isn't it? You look after your players. Just
Menzel and Personos both on the bench as well. Sorry, carry on.
Actually, McKay's just come back on now.
He did just come back on, yeah.
It's interesting. There's no wing on this side. Because look at all the mud. It's almost like the play. Yep. All the players are on that half of the ground.
Yeah, and the ball's been going out that side the whole day.
Yep. Penny it was, tapped it to their advantage. I keep saying it though, interesting, if he's the best ruckman going around Divi 1 and he's winning the taps, why aren't they able to get it straight into a player's hands? Just touching the ground like that, as we see a Modbury player down on the far side, but
playing devil's advocate, maybe because the ground's heavy in the middle, it's hard to get the traction, the shape, the shift, and being able to quickly dodge and change direction. It would be hard in the glue pot.
Don't want excuses, mate. I want results.
Well, they are.
I know.
Just quickly as well, we've got a result through. The Double Blues victorious, 26-point winners over West Adelaide, and the Eagles have hit back. They've got to within 6 points of South Adelaide, having a big third quarter there.
So the umpire throwing it in now. Just talking about that mud there, it's a bit drier out there. We've got Penny up here against a shorter ruckman, so he should get the right hand to it and give it to McKay running past, and that's exactly what he does, but unfortunately McKay had to stop. It bounced right in front of him. Now let's see. Now he's got the advantage, the ruckman. Jess gets it out. McKay again, nice handball running through, just shrugging off the tackle and trying to bang the ball out of the glue pot. Up it comes, taking that ball there was Tiggerman, and he's kicked that very high. It's an 80-metre kick, 40 up, 40 down. And almost a nice grab taken there, Blake Marshall, but the umpire didn't pay it. Ball came to ground, and once again another player coming on and off for Modbury. We're seeing a lot of it. A lot of players, ball in the forward line for Tea Tree Gully. Bobbles out,
quick
straight
kick.
tap.
McKay, was it?
Yeah, just a
quick kick forward.
It might have been Jack Asprey. It could have been McKay. I'm not sure. There's a lot of mud on the back of the jumpers now. I think it was Asprey, yeah. The 3 is obscured by the mud. Yeah.
So the fullback for Modbury kicks in. He's done most of it all day. All players go on the ground. Umpires let that go, and that's Jordan McDonald. It is, comes up, kicks it wide out here, but that's cleaned the ball. The ball has skidded on the green grass there and just cleaned all the mud off. So that was Jordan Miladonovic. Chapavici. Yep. No, he's done very well, the lad. So a throw in here right on centre wing, this side of the ground. Ironically, who had no players on this side of the ground a moment ago. In it comes, nice throw out, throw in. So Chris Mewett was coming through there with the mo. Taking the ground and manhandled. There's another interesting tackle there.
And you won't pick this up on the camera, but I'm breathing frost right now, Tony. So we're probably looking at about a 7 or 8 degree day, and it's cold, it's wet, it's heavy, and the ball has not been in front of us seldom all day.
This is, I think you're correct, this is the first time, and Penny hasn't moved from the last ruck tap. He's now taken 3 steps in. They interlock there, the ruckman. He doesn't mind that. The Modbury man, Jake Phillips, I tell you what, he's given a ding-dong battle here. He's going back. Now, there's no one at the back of these 2 ruckmen. So let's just see, this umpire hasn't been bad at throwing this ball in. He gets a fair bit of distance. So in it comes, and as I say that, nice tap out by Penny. Bang over, not able to take it cleanly was the Tea Gully player, and it's gone to ground. He's hurt number 11 there, Jake Martin, has copped that. He's copped that right up the front there. And I reckon, it's not Martin, it's Asprey, who's had a player. Unfortunately, it was an accident, crash into him. And he's taken himself from the ground. Yeah, I reckon his knee just collapsed under him now. I hope the young man's all right. He's not too well coming off, but he's off. Hip flexor he's pointing to now. 2 players go up. Quite vigorous there in the middle. There is Jake Phillips with Penny. So another ball up again. Now the two ruckmen like to interlock here. Penny just pushes him out of the way and gets the tap over. Tea Gully go forward. So the other McKay just tries to bobble that ball across the mud patch, which he does well. And the bounce beats him here. And I've liked this player, Quinton Burrows, that his mops up in the back line. Coming across the pack there was Mascotta. Not able to take the ball. Ball spills to the ground. Second effort. And we will see another ball up on the outer wing, half-back flank side for Modbury. So Tea Gully tap it forward. McKay it is again. Another possession. Clean handball across. Player running through. But he's kicked that just a little bit off the side. It's going to bounce out of bounds. And McKay again. Now he's calling the troops down, pointing to other players. The 2 ruckmen are just trudging down the ground. I think they'll make it because the umpire's just picking up the ball now. So not as many players around the ball here. Couple of players behind the 2 ruckmen this time as the umpire throws it in, spinning, in it comes. Penny pushes this way, that way. Modbury win it. Menzel just takes it through. Was that Menzel? I think on the right foot it was. Ball just dropped short there. Modbury mopping it up, player behind. Quick handball out, straight to the feet. Doesn't make it easy for his teammate. Tea Gully do the same thing, and a player bought the ground now, I reckon it was Bilby.
And just while we're going to stoppage, just to correct my furphy of the first half, wasn't homogenite, it's homunculus. Homunculus is a very small human or humanoid creature. Homunculus. So Alex McKay is my favourite little homunculus. There you go.
Right, well, I'll leave that up to you, TG. I won't get involved.
Carry on with the footy.
He may know someone. And
he's a ripper lad.
Anyway, around it comes. As the ball comes out, Tea Gully weren't able to capitalise. Modbury on the far side trying to finesse that ball to a contest, and that was number 27 there was Hayden Williams in that contest, but it was a kick to a 50-50. I get what they were trying to do, it just didn't come off, but can Modbury just see if they can get into another attacking position here, because there'd be 12 players around the ball. So the ball goes up, the 2 ruckmen, it's a good battle here. The Modbury player wins it this time, but first 2 at Tea Gully, taking it clean hands. Handballs over the top of 2 players, all pushed in the back there, and taking the free kick is Blake Marshall. Blatant.
It's been a tough game to call individuals, hasn't it, Tony? Because the game's been over there the whole time. So with a crisp breeze right into our face.
And he's looked to come across talking about that, and he's now gone down the wing, but it's a big kick. to a big pack. Now Modbury surge forward,
And
but
they'll get him out the other side here. They
Yep.
should get him out the other side. They'll open it up.
Blank.
Yeah, Blank. Haven't mind his game at all. He comes across to Haggard.
Haggard again.
Haggard
Yep.
now should be released by the Shepherd. He does. He hits up, looks for and
Look
finds.
at the kick.
And now they'll all open up. That's Zachy McKay by the looks of it. Zach McKay goes even wider. Looks for and finds Shiremakers. He'll swing on his left. Even I know that. He's going to swing on his left, for God's sake. Work it out, Modbury.
To the hot spot. They've
Yeah,
had 3 in a
dangerous.
row.
Ball at ground level now.
Yeah,
It
it's
should be
gonna
rushed over by Modbury, and it is.
So three great possessions, and then that long kick in, and it became a 50-50, and like you said, rushed over.
I get the shits a little bit sometimes, Tony, because look, they're having a crack and all that, but if you don't know Shiremaker's going to swing on his left, then you're not trying to mentally apply yourself to the game.
Yep.
He doesn't go right.
And lead to his foot.
Yeah,
Lead out the side.
He's not an ambi-turner, to quote the old Bruce Still. He can only turn.
In these conditions too, lead to where his foot's going. So in other words, lead out that far side.
Yep.
Make it easy for him as well as yourself. Anyway, out it comes Modbury. Oh, very close to the fence there.
Good, mate.
Patrick Manuel. He's a good size. The umpire's called that. He's bobbled that and taken it over the line. So he handballs it back to the umpire. Gives him a bit of lip, I would suggest, but he's coming back to take the ruck now, Manuel.
39-point ball game here to Teacher Gully.
Ooh, just coming in now with Sinclair. Last minute, he's got in position. Neither really gets his sensi with the tap. Tap comes out. Teacher Gully. That's better from Modbury, and that's our Dermy. Look out, Blake Hargraves dragging the player to ground. Players get up. They move away from that position there, those two players, but up it goes again. Probably a 50-50 in ruck. Sinclair, second effort this way, that way. I don't think he realised there.
Very, very good play by McKay. Able to weave his way out of traffic. Looks forward and finds Haggard. Haggard, enough time to recover. Swing on the left foot. Look for Melville, one-on-one. He's been good in these today. Just flying past at a rate of knots was Menzel. Didn't take possession, but it'll spill to Teacher Gully on the step. Good smother. Burrows has hit a couple of good smothers today. Hallendow back to where it originally came from. Flying Menzel, is it? Oh, we're taken down by a good spoil there. Trying to work his way through his Melville. He walks out of it, releases. Snap kick. It's a mess. 5 or 6 different challenges. Good tackling, good pressure by Modbury. Have a ball up right in the goal square. The Pernix smarter with Data M.
That was just scrappy, wasn't it? You know, 3 or 4 trying to tap it forward. I thought a player might have been caught holding the ball. Up it goes. There's a lot of players in that pack. Taken high, the Modbury player play on. It's still only 20 metres out. Oh, he's sat on. The whole pack's come over the top of him. He's bobbed up with it. I can't believe that player has bobbed up with it. There was a backside on head.
Just looking through the binos, mate. 24 people in the shot looking through the binos. That's amazing.
So in it comes Modbury now, not quite. Huggins, geez, he's good. He's put his body over the ball. Umpire's giving him the free. Oh, and the player's played on.
And it wasn't a mark, so he had to play on.
Oh, I think he had the free, but anyway, played on, and they go to 9 goals 11-65 to 4 goals 2-26 on the Harley Heaven and Firm scoreboard. And
so it was 3 goals 5 to 2 points in that quarter. It's a 39-point ball game. Goal kickers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I've got them all here, Tone. It's a double to Menzel and Melville. Singles to Personos, Miller, Latham, Asprey and Sinclair. For Modbury, it's a double to Sam Taylor. We gave it to Matt Smith, not 100% sure, and 1 to Jake Phillips. All right. So we've got quite a few scores. It's crucial time. Obviously, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 A-grade teams whose season are about to end in the next 25 to 30 minutes. So we're hoping to get those scores to you. Of course, it's a huge round in both AFL and SANFL. SANFL, as we call ourselves these days. So we'll bring you those scores. And it's very interesting to note the Eagles have hit back solidly in the third quarter. They kicked the first 4 goals, but now Panthers have steadied with one. And at the 23-minute mark, it's the Panthers leading the Eagles by 7 points. Meanwhile, at Glyderol Stadium, the Tigers, I think it might be 5 in a row, maybe even 6 in a row for the Tigs. They lead Adelaide by 25 points, 35 points even. Even better for the Tigs. So they're going to get the win over Adelaide there and keep, well, I don't think they can play finals, but they certainly can wrap up 6 spots, so good for them. In the other game, we've already seen Nord beat North last night and Sturt beat West. In the AFL, it's a sad day for Port Power fans because they've gone from boiled lollies, chocolates to boiled lollies over the last 2 weeks. 2 unfortunate losses, followed by a 51-point loss to the Magpies in Melbourne. So, and the Cats, after trailing early, now on the 13-minute mark of the last quarter, 117-point leaders over Fremantle. That will bring them into the 8 with a huge percentage boost, and they will probably play finals now. Looking at scores and out of grounds, we've got quite a few scores from out of grounds today. Waiting on a score, the huge game between Payneham Norwood Union and the Raggies. Well, Payneham are all over the Raggies. 67 points to the good last check. Another score's just come through from around the ground. Half time in the elimination final. It is Kilburn by 13 points over Edwardstown. We'll be joined just one moment. And what else have we got? 3/4 time in the Division 6 elimination final. It's close. It's very close. It's West Croydon, 7 goals 5 to Fitzroy, 6 goals 7. I'll hand over to Tony Neal with a special guest.
Just a quick one, a special guest here. We have Simone with us, who's the mother of a player listening in hospital at the moment. Is Jordan Personos, and he's got a compartment issue with his leg. And can you just fill us in, Simone, a little bit about the injury, and if you'd like to say a cheerio to your son while we've got the break here, and I hope he's listening and watching and enjoying the game.
Yep, he's definitely listening. I was with him this morning. He's devastated that he's not out here watching these two teams play. 2 weeks ago, he got a bit of a cork thigh in the 3rd quarter, and doesn't even know which incident it happened in. He went to the Red and Black Ball and was home by about 9:20 that night, and we tried to ice it and get him settled and all that. Ended up going to Modbury. They got an orthopaedic surgeon to come and see him, and they rushed him to the Lowell Mac, and he's up to number 6 operation tomorrow. He had a blood clot from the corky that just he couldn't feel his toes or anything. If we waited till the morning, would have been a different story that had happened. So he's having his 6th operation tomorrow, and it's called compartment syndrome. So,
well, we're thinking of you, Jordan, out there. That's Mum on the line for you, and hope you're enjoying the telecast. And look, we hate any sort of injuries in sport, and to hear something like that, it's
just on Jordan. So Jordan was at Modbury last year. He came back to Gully to play with his brother this year.
Yeah,
fantastic, and would have been looking forward, obviously, to playing a big tilt at finals this year, Gully. So we wish you all the best, Jordan. If you're listening, thanks for listening, and thoughts and prayers are with you. Get well, mate. 6 operations, no one deserves that. So how do you feel, Mum?
Exhausted.
Yeah. So because they actually had a blue right in front of us round 1 last year. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
2 boys got into each other. Obviously they love each other though, and so spirits are up with him?
No, not really.
No? Okay.
I'd love to be here today and playing.
Does it career-wise?
Oh look, he's up in the air, but they haven't really said much yet. But apart from after the first op, to not be doing anything until like January next year.
No worries.
Well, our thoughts are with him for sure. I hope he's enjoying the telecast. He's certainly going to be hearing football called in a way that he's never heard before, and perhaps never again. So
and the Gullies are winning, and they're winning well.
And I hope they can get up today. So thanks for that, Simone, for coming and having a chat with us. And we'll get back to the football now. And hope your lad's going well out here, and your lad in hospital has a speedy recovery. I hope he's over the worst of it. So
thank you.
Good luck with everything there.
There you go. Beautiful. Great to have a player's mum there, and Mrs. Personos. As the ball comes forward to full forward, it's Teacher Gully in best position. Quick snap out the pack there by right on cue. It's his brother. I tell you what, if you're watching, mate, he's just kicked one for you, so that's beautiful. Beautiful timing there. Peter Personos with his 2nd. Shout out to Jordan again. And just quickly again, we've got a score from out of ground, an interesting one. Yeah, you're on, mate. You are on. PAC, it could be season over for Brett Blackwell and the boys. PAC 7-5. Port District's 11 goals, 8. So that is a 27-point margin on a day where conditions are, well, they're crap, for lack of a better word. So Port District beat PAC there. I'll tell you what, PAC with Ross Trevor in the final round of the year, unless Ross Trevor rests some players, it's coming down to the wire.
It's game on, Division 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, you wouldn't believe it. 3rd quarter it was pouring with rain. The sun has broken out here. It's quite calm at the moment. The ball goes up.
I wouldn't say it's hot, but yeah.
No, the sun has broken out. I'm hearing you there. Anyway, the ball's on the far wing as we see Modbury 1 possession, 2 possession. It's to the ground though. It's made it hard for his teammates, and just a bumbled ball forward, and it's an inside-out screwy. Modbury are first to the ball here. Oh, play it dived over the top of there. So a free kick to Modbury, and on that far side, and the player pops up with the ball. Now, he was 6'4" when he went for that ball, and he's hopped up at 5'10". That's how big the collision was. Anyway, he pops it down forward into the forward line, and not able to take the mark. There was Patrick Manuel, but he was in front. So the ball is going to be thrown in front of the beautiful light towers out here. Teacher Gully,
I'll tell you
what,
right now, Tony,
lot.
the weatherman reckons it's 10 point something degrees. It is not. It's bloody cold.
He's
anyway.
Got decimal point in the wrong place, mate, and a minus in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
good tap there by Modbury.
Yeah, that number 21 there, Jake Phillips, the last quarter there. He's a different kind of ruckman to the other ones. He's not so much I'll just run in and jump. He puts body on body. There it is again, and he makes you accountable as a ruckman. Anyway, they're going forward here. So Tetra Gully, but Modbury have taken the grab. Blake Marshall, he's been in and out a little bit today. We've called him a bit, haven't we? And they're just looking to use the ball here, Modbury. He's popped that 40 metres down the ground, but Gully's up. And how good's that set up? A player went up and a player at the back crumbing, as you'd expect. Probably a player at the front, a player on the side.
Yep. It's been a lot of packed football, and Gullies have been well positioned today. They've done everything they do. At the end of the day, Tony, as we just gave another ball up, are we? We are. It's 21 scoring shots to 6, so that has been a fairly dominant display. Obviously, some goal-kicking accuracy issues have probably cost them a big lead.
Probably for Penny here, the Blake Penny, the ruckman for the Gullies. He certainly he's got a contest with this ruckman at the moment as the ball comes back towards those players.
Just pushed out of it.
Yeah. Oh, he's let it go.
Yeah.
That player's socked that.
The umpire's checked out.
Matt Smith.
The Spinneroonie.
Anyway,
from Menzel.
Across it comes, beautiful.
Takes
Have a look
risk.
at that kick.
High risk, high reward. Hits McKay. Behind the back there of Sean McWaters, and the ball will spill. Here's Zach McKay back in it again. This way, that way. Nice release handball. You tried taking him on. That's gone. Umpire, get with the game. Tell you what, I
think they've gone in. They've called it. They've pulled up stumps. So the ball's just bobbling around now. I'll tell you what, it's a willing one. Modbury just bobs it. Penny
he's tried to mark it like a crocodile.
Yeah, he's. You're correct there. He's dropped that. Modbury, he's handballed to a T3 Gully player. Down on the ground it goes. I'll tell you what, these players are going to be well and truly spent at the end of this, TJ.
And you know what's funny? In a couple of weeks' time, we're playing on big, warm decks. This one will probably still be chopped up a bit, but it's going to be different football, so you just got to get the win today. But it's hard work out there. It's hard yakka. Brian Richards there, kick smothered.
Just went one way and went the other. Oh, geez, I'll tell you what, he's done the Killer Carl Cox crusher on top of the pack there, and then helps the player up.
The Bundy splash.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, up it goes. Just that awkward style by the umpire. He's throwing that up on an angle. Down on the ground again. Now the umpire's back 30 metres. Now he has to sprint in 30 metres, and that'll be the end of the quarter just about with all of this. So up it goes again. He throws that from where he stands. He throws that forward about 5 metres. Now he's
found a free kick.
He's had enough. He's given it the big Penny. He's come in. Penny's just going back. No one going past for the handball.
On a day where we've seen 19,000 wrestles, I reckon he's paid that for a wrestle.
Yep. So Penny it is. He's just going to come inside out, straight down the wing. Big pack forms. The man with blue hair couldn't quite take it. Down on the ground with one arm.
On his defence, the hair's gone brown now. Enough time in the mud. The umpire ball it up. Just sun in the eyes, believe it or not.
Different
early
umpire.
stages last quarter.
The ruckmen are running in.
He's going to put
me. Straight in.
They're giving him one there. The Buddha Ryan Richards. And he's given Blake Penny one for a good measure, and he didn't like it at all. And
what actually happened, the umpire threw that up, and the two ruckmen were kicked behind the play and tried to run in. So that's why that player, another player taken down there. That's how that player ended up being in the ruck contest. So wheel around, here they go.
Sam Taylor, that is.
Modbury, out in front, good 50-50 contest.
He's been fantastic.
He's been good, hasn't he?
Probably best defender of the day.
And over he comes to his mate there, Jake Martin. So he's got it, just puts it up quite high there to the smallest man on the ground, because he's not going to be able to grab that no matter how good he is, and that was Alex McKay. So unfortunately that kick just came in about 10 metres too high in the traverse through the air. So no one behind the two ruckmen, but down it comes. Menzel just goes bang. I'll take that, puts a hand in the chest, gets a handball across, and Jaden Blanket comes forward to two centre-half forward position. Players get hung on to now. Modbury down to it. No, Tetri Gully. Too slow, son. Gets a handball out. McKay it is again. Kicks into this forward pocket. Melville takes it on the chest because he was playing in front. You're never going to make up that 1 metre, so Melville now gets an easy shot.
Especially with the ball dropping into his arms like that.
He's run around and opened it
around
up.
the corner.
He's kicked it. While he's kicked that, young Cameron Tiggerman was dropped to the ground by our man with the blue hair, Fogden Craig, in the background. Don't think people don't see.
Craig Fogden, yes.
So this is what happens.
Yeah.
These sort of little things, which
he also was dropped to the ground last week, and they thought he was dead. And he can make a miraculous recovery, it's fair to say. But anyway, we'll move on from that. Interesting, got to score through. This is a big one, Tony.
Give it to us, TJ.
The C6 qualifying final. Old Ignatians have gone down by 5 goals to the PNU Falcons. My boys, my team, although I'm not playing anymore, I've decided to commentate for the rest of the year. We are through to the second semi-final, hunting for back-to-back premierships. Go you Falcons.
Get excited, mate. A little bit of enthusiasm coming through there. As up we go, Sinclair gets up over the top. He must have heard the call from the centre, but Modbury this way, that way. Number 10 is Tim Davey, around on the left foot. Around it goes, not able to take the ball, but applying the tackle there was Matt Smith.
A lot of final scores coming through now from around the grounds. Div 4 reserves qualifying final. Smosh have beaten Edwardstown. The C4 elimination final, Smosh have beaten Glenunga. So a couple of wins there for Smosh on a year where they've finished 8th. Probably a good result.
Wow, so Penny there has just come off, but he's come back on, the ruckman. And the other ruckman from Modbury, now this is interesting, Jake Phillips has come on, and they're tagging each other about, look, they're about 50 metres off the ball. The Modbury players just punched him on the butt, would you believe it or not? And now they've just said, well, I think we've run far enough from the interchange bench, let's just stop here at centre half back, centre half forward. It's quite interesting. The Modbury players tapping in.
There's a little bit of happening off the ball.
Yeah.
Just quickly as well, Scott's trailing North Haven by a couple of goals up just after half time.
So Modbury player down on the ground, another Modbury player getting the kick, and that's the other ruckman there, Patrick Manuel, kicks it long into the forward line, and you wouldn't believe it, the other ruckman, I believe it is Sinclair, is it, down there? Yes, it is, with socks down. No, he's down there, that was their full back actually, but umpire's about to throw this in, as one ruckman's in place and Sinclair's already standing there, so in it comes Sinclair, over the back. And guess what? There's someone there. McKay it is. Nice handball. Look at this linking up play. 2 handballs. Across the mud patch it comes. Out to fresh air. So players sprinting for the ball. Melville.
He punched it into his opponent.
He's tried to give that a swipe, hasn't he? Swatted a blow fly.
Half-forward for Gullies.
Yeah,
working
not able
hard.
to pick it
Well
up.
done there. Way to numbers. Here's Fogden. Fogden should have time. Gives a handball. Good pressure. Bit happening around the pack here. Ball will spill out of play. 65 metres around from the Hydra Smart pure water end.
You're correct there, TJ. There is a little bit. Jared Duthie got taken high in there, the full back, but he's now running back to position. He didn't retaliate. Umpire's about to throw it in. Once again, no one behind the 2 ruckmen. I think they're back far enough. So in it comes, being held onto, and there's a bit of claret coming out of Sinclair's nose there by the looks of it, or that was his mouth guard. Anyway, over it comes, not able to take.
McKay's dropped by Richards.
Not able to take it. Have a look at him here.
And it is a free kick off the ball. He's just run straight into him.
There's 2 sets of ruckmen here, if I can just call it. Sinclair and Manuel pushing and shoving each other. And while they're doing that, Phillips and Penny are also pushing and shoving each other.
As the ball spills in the forward pocket here. And you've lost picture here because there's a lot of things in our way, so we apologise for that. But it's going to be a ball in 15, 20 metres around from the goal. And
so here is ours, two ruckmen, the first 2
Hallendow,
over the top. Tiggerman, he's going to get caught up, I think. Yeah, bought the ground, didn't have the ball. Umpire lets it go. Couldn't quite get it there.
Works back into it.
Yeah.
Releases the handball quickly. Ball scrimmage at ground level. We're going to have a ball up, I think, 35 metres out from... it's on.
Yeah, she's on. Someone's down. And players are in. McKay's ran about 10 metres to get into that. Now he's just been dragged to the side. Umpire throws it up. And that player's only just got up off the ground, and he's back down there. And that's Matthew Hellendale. He was actually on the ground, stood up. The umpire threw it up. And I think Hellendale's still trying to wipe the mud or whatever it is away from. There he is, going at it again. Three goes at it. Good lad. And he's down on the ground again. Modbury not able to clear, so
Tiggerman comes zipping through. Well played, Tiggerman. Can he pick it up? Clean hands. Picks it up now. Flying snap. They are celebrating. Gives it to his Modbury opponent.
Pretty happy too.
I tell you what. Someone's just given one behind play there. Just a little touch on the old head. And the umpire's missed it.
From that last bit of play, well, the Modbury players, first of all, are calling it a point, but Menzel's had cramp, and he's only just stood up now from where that last packet formed, as that bit of play went on. So
Tea Gully 12-11, Modbury 4-2 on the Harley Heaven Firm scoreboard. Probably something that we've overlooked a little bit is it's just the 2 points in the second half to Modbury, Tony. So Gullies have had to do what they've had to done. 6-5 to 2 points in the second half.
Yeah.
The classes won through in the end in heavy conditions, cold day, on and off rain. It hasn't been easy football, but they're a professional unit and they're 10 goals up.
So Modbury, talking about that, win that first tap, and as we see here, congestion in the middle. And look, they've kicked 3 goals this quarter, the Gullies, and you've called it Modbury not a whimper. So up it goes again. Oh, players leaning on each other there, and getting the free kick is the Modbury Phillips. It's interesting, there's a little bit of byplay going on here. Penny's complaining to the umpire, he's not going to change his mind. And I'll tell you what, I've liked this bloke, Quentin Burrows, off the back line. Handball's out, gets it back, so 2 possessions, just getting possessions there in a row.
Under though.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? And Tea Gully first the ball. First of the ball.
How have you rated Blake Hargrave's game? I'll tell you what, you've got to play a pretty good game to have green boots and a blonde rinse, and he probably hasn't lived up to the...
what I thought it was going to be and what it was were 2 different things.
Yes,
but,
ambition and capabilities, that kind of
yeah,
type
we come
thing.
Jaden Blank.
McKay, probably touched
gives it
35
over
for the
McKay,
day.
yeah.
Well measured kick, looks for one-hander.
Have a look at that.
One duke there from Carlos Buccini.
And they're lining up in the forward line. And it was interesting, I was looking at the ball, it was flying through the air, and it didn't say TW Sharon, it said A. McKay on the ball. That's how many possessions he's had.
Yes.
His fingerprints are all
Maybe
over
not
it.
your best work, but I'll pay it.
His fingerprints are all over it.
Buccini from the pocket, 45 metres out. Apologies if your view is obscured, but I've got to look on it. Right behind him, near post, fading, and it'll go straight through. Look at the fade. Beautiful. They get around young Buccini. It's his first.
Carlos Buccini, and have a look at him streaming down the ground.
I'll tell you what's a good sign, Tony. Have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 goal kickers on a day like today. They've shared it round. Once again, Menzel will come for a spell now, and coming back on is Tommy Bilby.
And that was a great goal, but Cameron Sandico, if you happen to watch this replay, mate, just have a bit of a look at what you've done there. You've turned around and gone back to the full-back position, come and patted him on the head. Maybe he's saving it for after the game, mate.
Patted who on the head?
No, he didn't come and pat the player on the head for kicking the goal, Buccini.
Oh, okay. Yeah, get your ass down here, Doc. Come on, mate. Oh, there's a Galar. See those
there's a few here, mate.
There's plenty of them. And we're going to have another ball up as Gullies have taken full control in this quarter. Busting out. Here's McKay.
Over it goes.
Persinos.
Clear space.
Persinos goes along. Here's Melville. They're a good mark. And we'll see that a bit in finals. And he will line up from 45 metres out. He's not actually thinking too much. Who can I pass to? Who can I do that? Now he has a bit of a ground. He'll have a shot. And he just needs to hit this at the left post, Tone, and this will just draw in like the last one. Maybe Buccini needs to get over to him and say, Trenty, that's left post, mate. He's lining up for his 4th, I believe. He is.
And he knows how to kick goals up here for sure, doesn't he? So let's just see. The wind's behind him. He's got everything going in his favour.
And he's given the left post and it's kept going left.
They moved the goalpost since he last trained here.
Yes, so it's a strong lead. It's over 10 goals to Tea Gully, so it's not going to do too much damage.
I'll tell you what I do like is the fact that he's missed that. As soon as that ball went through, the Tea Gullies they're all communicating to each other. They've got a full ground press going on. They're up the ground. That kick just didn't quite hit it correctly. A big push in the back, and Penny's going to get the free here. But the Gullies are still practicing their styles and their setups. McKay comes forward. It's gone too far. Not able to take that was the Modbury full back there in Duthie. So over it comes and a quick snap out of the pack. And just the other side of the post was Persinos again. So another kick in. And what I was saying is Tea Gully are still setting up. They're doing all the things they should be doing in the finals as they surge towards them. They're still practicing their structures and setups, and that's really good to see at this time of the game. They haven't put the cue in the rack. So the ball comes in from Duthie. Long, outside the 50. Big push. Penny tries to juggle it, drops it, takes a bounce. Oh, he's thrown the ground there, slung the ground. Got the ball forward about 20 metres, right in front of the scoreboard. Oh, pouncing on that ball, Tea Gully. Forward it comes. And he has missed it as well. They're not quite capitalising on their opportunities here today. 13-14 plays 4-2. It's still a pretty commanding 65-point lead. High up and under kick. Straight in front of us now. Quick kick. Back
It's 3-on-2 here. Gully's with a numerical advantage.
Jaden Blank.
Well done. Blake's been good. He ducked his head, but he got one high, and the umpire says, have a kick, son. Early doors, it's GWS by 2 goals. Sydney, 2 goals to Sydney, 1 point. Here's Tiggerman. He's pretty quick. He's going to be tackled. He's taken down. He doesn't get rid of it. Should be holding the ball. Play on. Here come Modbury. First forward foray in quite a while. It's 2-on-2. They're a chance if they get a good bounce. Bounce favours Tea Tree Gully, and they will clear to the near side. He has not got anyone within 30-40 metres of him. They close now. He fumbles. There's 4 Gully players there. Get your stats up, son.
Have a look at the numbers here.
6 Gully
That's
players.
Work rate. That is
Alex
work
McKay.
rate. Yep. She's on in the middle. She's on in the middle while you're
Looks for
doing
Melville.
that.
Blue rinse over the top. That's Fogden. Ball spills. There's no mark. He looks like he claimed it. He's ridden into the ground hard. And with the ball up 45 metres out for the Hydra Smart
He
end.
has been slung to the ground there. Don't.
Geelong Cats by 133. Your job could be in trouble, Mr. Lyon.
He's a little bit giddy there, Jordan Miller, as he gets himself up. Just while you were calling that, over on the far side, Tiggerman's just putting the helmet back on. There was about 3 players and the umpire and runner all in there having a go over there, and Tiggerman's just putting the helmet back on. So interesting, Tea Tree Gully got this well and truly won, but there's still just that little bit of spite out there, and
the
no
northeastern
need for it now. Anyway, through they come, bang! I tell you what, that is a big tackle. Personos put his body in, got slung to the ground big time. Modbury is still giving it to him in the last couple of minutes of the game, so he's going to have a shot probably a touch closer, TJ, than where he was earlier in the game. He's kicked 2, lining up for his 3rd, and a bit of a dead-eye Dick. There's certainly no one to pass to. Just
very strong base, doesn't he? He's got the big thighs, the big ass, the big hips. His brother would like to hear that, if he's still listening.
Anyway, as he comes in on the left foot, couple of steps, and now he's kicked it to the far side, and it's just drifted through for a point. Unfortunately, he looked the goods, didn't he? But just leant back a little bit, and unfortunately through it went.
Maybe just trying to get a bit of distance there and just pulled it a little bit. Hooked the kick.
Once again, there's structures here, Tea Tree Gully. For anyone that's watching for future reference, they're all down the ground here. There's no one in the other half of the ground, and they've all got a position to stand. They're guarding a spot rather than a player. As the ball goes, Tiggerman just taken out of it there. Absolutely flattened. Didn't see it coming, and he has not moved at the minute.
He's moved. He's just slow to get up. He'll be right.
He was. I reckon he's played 50% of this game horizontal.
Lay down Sally, you reckon?
Well, he's pointing at someone now. I'll get you, mate. Don't you worry about that.
I'm pretty sure he got felled by a shot that missed him last week.
And now they're on. There's a couple of them there having a go, and that's Jaden Elliott.
Well, if there was something to it, then the ump would send someone off.
Hodgie. Yeah, look, it looked like a push early on in the. Anyway, he's kicked that in right into the hot spot, taken that on the chest. Guess who again?
Have a look at him. Tiggerman needs to calm his farm here. He's got his arms out. He's
probably giving him a bit, but you want to make sure Personos kicks the goals before you start gobbing off. You've got to back it up with the goods.
Alex McKay just getting over to him and giving him a 5 and probably just having a quiet word.
And I reckon he's antagonising the opposition a bit as Personos comes in and he's on the left foot, a little bit better angle, bit straighter, guides the ball onto the boot, and that's a lot needed kick.
He's doing the high knee dance.
And here comes Tiggerman over now. He's clapping to the Modbury guys. He's just a little bit of an antagonist.
Some woman to the right of me may have just climaxed. She's pretty happy with that goal. Beautiful kick there by.
Happy with the goal, is that what you're
she
saying?
was happy with the goal, yeah, and beautiful kick there by Pete Personos with his 3rd. And you do see that a lot when you check the scores on a Sunday or on a Saturday. Personos with a couple, Menzel with a couple. They always seem to bob up, and they do a fair bit of work around the middle and as high half forwards, don't they, Tone?
They do, yes, and that's your role. It's not just relying on Melville to kick them all. They've got a good spread of goal kickers today. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll tell you what, 9 different goal scorers. That could have been even more. So
14-15 plays 4-2. It's a 73-point ball game. Good tap there by Sinclair.
Good,
down,
yeah.
well run off the square there by the Gully player. Quick hands. Hallendow, the right foot kick. Looks for Melville. Awkward. Running onto it, Menzel on the left. Put it in the budget. It's through. The floodgates are open. It's 6 goals to nothing in this final quarter. We did say there'd be a quarter where that will happen. It'll be a 6 or 7 goal quarter. Modbury may not score. It's happened in the last. It is a one-sided ball game now, but full credit to Modbury who cracked in. And look, to be fair, at half time it was a 2-goal, 6 ball game. Yeah, 3 goals a difference, but Yeah, the floodgates have opened up.
So just looking at that last tap. Now that tap came so far forward, the half-forward flanker actually took the ball. The on-baller linked up perfectly, passed it into the forward line. Melville, we saw, put a contest in. That's all you can ask for. Crumb by Menzel. I mean, what a guy to have crumbing for you, and straight through. So let's see what happens. This is what they need to do, Tea Tree Gully, when they're playing the teams higher up. So Ruckman is next to each other. Now he wins that again. He's only tapped that 3 metres forward. McKay off the ground, gets it again. Out they come again, forward Tea Tree Gully. Tigerman's coming over, Personos.
He's got good speed, Personos.
Look at that low centre of gravity.
On the left, flying shot for 45.
Beautiful.
Bang! That is
number 4.
Do you know what I liked about that is his player was right next to him. They were standing just outside the goal square. Personos read the ball better and took off. He wanted the ball.
And
he
that's
really obvious.
Low centre of gravity. Like you said, he took the ball, he turned, and within 2 paces he was almost up to top speed or enough to steady.
Yeah.
No one was around him, just that awareness, and kicked it straight through. That is beautiful football to watch.
Yeah, no, very good, very good indeed.
Yep.
And look, to be honest, Personos has probably been just about best on ground the second half. Certainly in this quarter, he's had a
I mean, look, McKay's been great.
He did all the hard work in the first half.
Second half, as you said, off in the third quarter, and I mean, look, he's still got he got a little soccer out and got a handball up there. Just a little bits going on there as he's blowing the mud out of every hole in his body. Anyway, over it comes. There he is. He's tapped that forward again. Look at the mud. Get into it, boys. As the players push McKay, he's been lifted off in the air there as he was pushed out by the ruckman. He'll probably get another touch here. He's on his own. Oh, big punch by the
Modbury
ruckman there. Yeah. Anyway, I reckon that's a 5 metre slide there. I'd give that 6 out of 10 for the slide for the Modbury player there. Up it goes again. In it goes. It's just a hit down into the pitch. McKay again. He is the link man. Look at that. Gives it out to another player. The screwy again down into this forward pocket. The ball bounces. Melville it is. Wheels around on the right. Comes straight into that hot spot. Tiggerman, now's your time to shine, son.
He was held.
And he's going to get it. Yep. And doesn't he love it? Give it to me. Give it to me, he says. Go back and slot it, son. You're a bit of an antagonist, but now's your time to shine.
Not built like an antagonist, though, is he?
No, but he put himself into the position to get the ball. It was good play. He knew what was going to happen. Melville just turned very quickly as Tiggerman runs in.
And from 12 metres out, he made it.
Tell you what.
He was that close, he couldn't. He did everything he could to miss it, but he hasn't missed it. He snuck it in for his second. And Tea Tree Gully's 17th. So it's an 8-0 quarter. And I think Modbury's minds are probably already in the shed and ready to go home, I think.
And it was interesting there, we were just talking about McKay being quiet, but he's probably got the last 2 or 3 out of the middle. And he's linked up. That was good run off the half-back line with Tea Tree Gully.
I've stopped counting.
Into the goal line.
I think he's had 38 touches.
Well, Melville knew what he was doing. If he's not the one taking the mark, he's kicking it to where he would play. And then the Crummers do the rest. Or in that case, Tiggerman, right spot, right time. So Penny is down in the forward line. No, Sinclair is. So that must be Penny there in the middle. Up it goes. Clean tap to fresh air again. Modbury. First the ball slipping and sliding. Off the half back line comes our backward forward Craig Fogden Craig, blue hair. Anyway, forward into the forward line. Whilst that's happening, a free kick to Tea Tree Gully. Now they've spread here wide out this side of the ground and out it comes. A bit like Port Power there. So over to Cameron Sandico. He's taken 2 steps, a bit untidy with the positioning, but nice kick and good grab. Jordan Miller puts the foot up, doesn't quite reel around. He's looking down onto the wing, player leading forward for him, but he's popped it up onto his head and taken there. A couple of players here with cramp. There's another one here. Number 9 is Jordan Miller with a bit of cramp. So they love this tap over the back. Petty there. He was facing the wrong way, tapped it Tea Tree Gully's way. Now he's facing the ball. He's up against Jake Phillips. So this is a contest of luck. Bang, Phillips straight in. Loves putting body on body. Gets it, wins the tap to his advantage. Just in front. Anything will do by the Gullies now. It's getting close to the boundary line and taken over the line, but still able to keep his feet. Well done there. And that was Adam Mascotta. Didn't take any short steps.
I've liked Jaden Elliott's game for Modbury. I reckon he's a goer. He has a real dip. Looks young, so. Again, every Modbury player is a junior, so plenty to look forward moving forward.
Oh, Bilby taking the ground now. It's a sort of a battle of the 2 guys with a similar body type there, Bilby and Ryan Richards. So ball coming back. Look at the mud all over these players. Oh, big push in the back, gets away with it, Penny, but it's gone Modbury's way. Now, let's just watch what happens here. Penny's right next to the ruckman. He's facing Modbury's way. They're going to lock on straight away. And Penny just gets a tap over the top. Teatree Gully, Mackay again. Look at him hunt that ball over on hands and knees. 3 of them it takes to get him down. I tell you what, doesn't he go
burrows
well?
in. He has a crack every time, doesn't he?
Jeez, he goes, doesn't he? Interesting. A lot of players around the ball, not many off. Oh, Penny goes to ground there, so it's
in danger,
nil all. Penny
no thought of self-preservation in Alex Mackay's game, is there?
A little bit of pushing. No, you're correct, Jordan Blank. And Jordan Blank now, I'm just looking, there's a big pack formed here, but no one's going to make it.
Man in front again.
He's off. Played on the left foot. Nice kick
big
too.
Kick. Beautiful
kick. That is
kick.
at the post.
Oh, unlucky.
That was Shalemakers.
Yeah.
One of the best points ever scored on Pertaringa Oval, I'd say.
Swinging on his left just for a little change of pace.
So the fullback, he's gone to that same place again, and it's going to, no, it stayed in fortuitously. Right on the boundary line there. Back it comes the big fella there. Can't get it over. Teatree Gully pushing off. Shalemakers it is again on the left hand. Gets it up. Pops it in. Here it comes, Teatree Gully. They're fighting for it now. Menzel takes his own player out.
Personos, almost a shot in the left.
It's a free kick to Modbury.
No, free kick to...
I don't think the players can work it out either. I think maybe Menzel, the way that he
if that's a free kick,
that, but
shouldn't it be 25 when the Teatree Gully player runs around, has a snap and kicks a goal?
And aren't you supposed to go at the ball? Anyway, let's see. They're all bewildered, but Modbury are happy they've got a free. But here's the interesting
thing. Pretty happy with the siren about now, Tony. Your thoughts on that one?
Who's going to take the kick? Well, that's what I thought had happened because I saw the umpire put the hand up. I actually thought the siren had gone, but...
couldn't be long to go. They've kicked 8 goals 6 in the quarter, 8 goals 5.
So Ryan Richards goes to that far side. Up it goes, big pack. And once again, we'll see another ball up here, I reckon, unless it bobbles out. And guess who? Look how many players, 3 players around the Teatree Gully player. Yes, it was Mackay as well. So up it goes. He's had a good last quarter. That tap out the back by Sinclair. I just keep saying it, mate. If you're going to do it, let your players around you know. You're going to win the tap. It's one thing to look fancy, but get it to a player. Get it to their hands.
What are you suggesting here, like secrets?
Well, look, up he goes. Now he does it with his left hand. But do the players around him know what he's going to do? As Penny, the other ruckman,
kick out, Tiggerman on, takes the ball to fly. It's not going to work. We ban those kicks at my footy club. Flying shot from the
he was
check side on the run. It's not the kick to have.
He was running towards the boundary, dropped the ball across his body to try and kick that as a goal. That is a very difficult kick.
It's a me kick, not a team
centre.
Kick.
Yeah, centre it.
17-7 plays 4-2. It's all over in this one, bar the shouting.
In it comes, Penny, big push in the back. Has to be. Yeah, has to be a free kick to Phillips. You can't argue with that big fella. Just let it go. Quick handball on by the ruckman. He's put his player in trouble, and he has brought to the ground with a pig dog tackle. Have a look at that.
Yeah, he wasn't really running for him, was he? He was just sort of moving past him.
Yeah, just brought the ground.
It's getting hard, Tony, to find highlights of this one.
Oh, plenty to go yet. The umpire's got to throw the ball up on a funny angle. There it goes. The ruckman go. Fresh air it is. Out it comes. Oh, rugby tackle forward, backwards, around the corner. First the ball. And I reckon that was Shalemakers again. He's done all right out there. Modbury just a dribble forward. I think that player's waiting for the siren as well. Tim Davey just banged it down to touch, as they'd call that in rugby. The true centre wing position on the far side.
Great to see some Gully supporters out there on the red and black out there on the outer side.
Oh,
regardless of season, weather or terrain, I'd have a beanie and a jacket or two on, but yeah.
And I tell you what, there's only one bloke out there with sense, and that's the bloke with the high vis on, because when that rain and everything comes in, mate, we'll be able to find him.
Yeah, it's true.
Have a look. Yeah.
Might not look glum on the pictures you're receiving on the Facebook live feed, but it is, and it's all right. But it's cold. It's been wet. There's a siren. Hilty. It's the Gully 17-17. Modbury 4 goals 2. That is what is that, Tony? That's a 70. Is it a 93-point win? It's 13 goals 15. That's it is a 93-point win. 118 plays 26, so 119 even, 17-17 to 4-2. I've actually run out of battery, mate, because I've been checking the scores all day, so I don't have any more scores from out of grounds. Very quickly, goal kickers, Personos led the way with 4. It was 3 to Menzel and Melville, and 2 to Tiggerman. Singles to Miller, Buccini, Brody Latham, Asprey and Sinclair. Modbury unfortunately only added the 2 points in the second half, so goal kickers were the same. Taylor with 2, Phillips with 1, Smith we credited with 1. Give us your best players, Tony, and then we're going to call it a day.
Oh, look, certainly McKay, by far, I would say, look, quiet third quarter because he was off the ground, but for what he did out there and he finished well, I reckon he played his last quarter like he did his first. He just finished well, and that's what you can ask for, consistency. I reckon Personos chipping in with 4. Troy Menzel, fantastic. Look, he's a real asset up here. Huggard, I like down back. Jordan Blank came into it. Bilby at times. Schoenmakers at times, certainly. It's a good spread. Trent Millville, doesn't he give them... he just straightens them up there in the forward line. Tiggerman was a bit on and off. I'll tell you what, Blake Penny gave them first use of the ball up there as well. So, a good spread of players. Just while we're going through this, there is I'd like to know, there is a presentation of a shield up here. It's past Players Day. Obviously the local derby up here as well, so there's going to be a presentation of some sort.
Yep. For Modbury on their side, we thought Quinton Burrows certainly had a go all day.
Yeah, for
it's hard to say because I thought Ryan Richards was all right, but you've got to ask who was on McKay because they just gave him too much time and space all day. He didn't just win clearances in and under. He was able to break open at spread from clearance, and he worked harder than his opposition. That was pretty evident to me. Look, as you go down, it's hard because they had such a poor last quarter where they were outscored 8 goals, 6-0.
Tim Davey, I didn't mind, number 10, Diesel.
Yeah, again, though, on the ball, you'd have to say their colours were very much lowered on the ball. Again, it'd be interesting to see. The blue rinse, Craig Fogden wasn't horrible. He was all right. Jaden Elliott was the one, I thought he certainly battled hard anyway. Sam Taylor with his 2 goals certainly offered something. Patrick Manuel, I actually didn't think the Teacher Gully rucks dominated today, so Patrick Manuel deserves... Manuel and Phillips in ruck were both serviceable. Few too many names we didn't really call a lot of, so not too good. But I reckon we'll wrap it up there, boys. On behalf of Jono the cameraman, Tony, Neil, myself, Luke Hosey, if you're still listening, we hope you're not dead. We wish you all the best. Yeah, get well. You'll be back now next week, Tony. You with us next week?
I believe so. Yes, another Division 1 clash, is it?
It's Tea Tree Gully again, and it's a finals preview. Based on today's results, it's fair to say Tea Tree Gully and Payneham might meet yet again in finals, but they're going to meet in round 18. Who knows what team they'll have? But you're coming to the fortress of Falconey, home of Javor Junction, on the balcony, Tony. If you don't barrack for Payneham, we'll throw you off the bloody thing. Can't wait to get back home. I haven't been home all year. Haven't watched my team play all year. They've smashed Athelston today. Porter out the finals. I'm sad about that. I'm happy to be with you. I'm freezing my ass off. I'm off to dinner. Have a great night. Any final words, mate?
Looking forward to next week, mate. I always get excited Saturday to Saturday. Any day that ends in Y, I'm happy with, mate. And if it's a footy day, that also ends in Y, so I'm happy with that, mate. And go the Gullies today, and let's see what they come up with next week. You've had a good look at them.
Thanks for joining us, Jono. Can we go home now, please, mate? We can. Thank you very much. On behalf of Tommy, Javor, Tony, Neil, AustraliaSports.com. Thanks very much. We'll be back next week with our next live call, live stream.